This is Sparta!
Fire, fire, fire.
Ain't no party like a Cowboy party, 'cause a Cowboy party don't stop. Yeah, really appreciate you all. Let's go. All right, nation. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the thing. You guys know how this thing go. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. And we're going to talk about Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, as well as Tony P. TP, are you with me? You guys know how this thing go. We're going to open up the phone lines and beyond. And we're going to get this thing started the best way, the right way, right, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate everybody, man. Let me give a shout out to those that's in this chat box, man. First person that's in the building, you guys already know how we rock with that. That just let me know that you part of the notification squad. You swadding this thing up. So give me a few seconds. Let me pull it up. Cam with a K. First person in there, man. Really appreciate you, Jake the Great. You was close. You was close, but no cigar, man. You was close, but no cigar. And we already have an early donation, man, from my dog over here, Jake the Great 1804. Man, hey, when you make the donations like that, I got to show you some love and adulations, man. I got to give you a warm
This is Sparta!
Yes. So, this thing right here, Josh and Tucker and D80 and those that's on my Facebook panel, Bob, Heck, and Carol and Quentin. Really appreciate everybody. But this thing about the Dallas Cowboys, everybody is talking about things that's not on the team, like the Jamal Adams of the world. Although I would like to have them, of course. And they're talking about stuff like, what if we trade a Michael Gallup? You heard that today? Man, giving up draft capital for a safety that really not a position of I guess, impact where it's going to flip over the team and change it drastically. Now, it would be a great piece, but putting Jamal Adams on his team is more like putting rims on a car. It's cool attribute, make it look good, but it's not the end-all be-all. Let me repeat, it's not the end-all be-all. Although I would love the acquisition, I would hate what we will have to give up. And on top of that, knowing that they are trying to probably get him out of the paint will not be a good situation for us, right? Shout out to the notification squad. Jamal Adams to Dallas. This is from YT. It would be nice. It would be nice. Just like my dog Darren Woodson when he was live like 95 on the late night hype. Shout out to my dog Big Game James and Skywalker still with the new feel. Yes. We were saying, hey, what would you do for a Darren Woodson? We asked Darren Woodson, what would you do for a Jamal Adams? And he was saying like, yeah, I'll give up a first round draft pick. But they want a first and a third. Come on now. And they want us to pay them. That's a lot of stuff, man. Although I will say that would be a great situation. Nevertheless, I like the direction that we are going at now, you know. David, what's up, man? Joyce, really appreciate you tuning in over there on the Facebook. So phone lines will be open a little bit soon later, you know, so stay tuned. So I want to get you guys' thoughts. I want to get you guys' opinions. Everybody know that opinions matter. Like the fire flame that's in the chat box. Dak versus Wentz. No. Everybody knows this right here. Let me just start it all the way from the beginning. This whole situation, this whole notion about, hey, what about CD Lamb? What about Amari Cooper? What about Michael Gallup? We heard that time and time again, right? We heard this situation going over and over again. But nevertheless, we've been talking about Mike McCarthy and his particular system and what he will bring to the table. But we forgot about one thing, Ezekiel Elliott. If he was able to put up these type of numbers his first 4 years with Jason Garrett, and of course last year, Scott Linehan protege, Kellen Moore was his first time calling offense, first time calling running back plays. And the guy put up still good numbers, and the stupidity of the coaching staff. And I loved it. I love Jason Garrett in a sense, whereas he was so consistent. Nevertheless, how you doing, guys? He was not the driving force to put us over the, put the needle over the edge or thread the needle into a certain situation. That's a better way to say it. He was not that person. And of course, Jerry Wayne, he fell in love with his son. So what we saw was the inconsistency of the consistent matter that you had a rookie, Tony P, disability. Man, the combination set that we thought that we was going to get something like this as you see on the screen. We didn't get none of that. We got, okay, 1 week you'll start one guy, the next week you would not start the other guy. It was no consistency as it relates to, okay, the plan of approach of attack. Because remember, we was asking everybody, what is the identity of this team? And people would say, we a run first team. But we throwing the ball everywhere, and we was doing a great job at it. As soon as we get punched in the mouth, we go back to the philosophy of just saying, okay, let's run. But wait a minute. Wasn't you throwing the ball all over the Vikings? Why would you go back to the run then? It's just that we never matched up things right. And just right, Lance Bell, man. Really appreciate you the other day, man, for making the donation there, man, on the Cash App. I really appreciate you. Let's stop saying that Jamal is a box safety. Look at his film. He can cover the nation. This is from Bob Heck. Here's the thing with Jamal Adams. He primarily played in Jets land at the box. Can he cover? Did he cover in LSU? Yes. Can he cover better than most of the rangy safeties? I'm not going to put him in that sentence. But I will say that he is a dog. He can fly out to the ball. He got the aggressive tenacity, and he is next level. Nevertheless, the price tag is just so high. Consistently predictable. This is from Troy Griffith. You right. Dallas Cowboys, shout out to you. That's a cold-blooded YouTube name. I'm surprised they'd allow you to get that one. Dallas Cowboys, shout out to you. D Lunatic, man. Y'all ready for some phone lines? Let me know, man. Y'all let me know if y'all ready for some phone lines to get y'all opinions and y'all thoughts out here. Let me know how you guys are feeling, or are you guys ready to go? Are you guys ready to talk at the late or early morning for most of you guys conversation, convo for the nation? Because we can talk about just about everything. The philosophy of this team, the philosophy of what my dog is going to bring out there, Ezekiel Elliott. We can also talk about this right here and these factors. What can this team be like when we have this two multiple running back set? Meaning that when somebody knows how to utilize them. I love the acquisition of Skip Pete. I love the fact that he worked with running backs catching the ball out of the backfield. The small things, the things that we just don't see, right? I love seeing that. You know, we want to have a piece of the reality that, hey, we coming. We are flat out coming for the NFC East, and then we dominate that, and then we come into the playoff, and then we dominate that, and then we move over to you know what I'm saying. Not gonna outspeak my wisdom teeth. Pollard balance and speed is so nice. Yes, indeed, man. Look, when I looked at the film, when I looked at Pollard, and I looked at Ezekiel Elliott, and I said, man, the Cowboys missed out on a golden opportunity. Let me repeat, they missed out on a golden opportunity. How, Law? Why, Law? What's going on, Law? Here's where they missed out at. Normally, when your running back is not able to get the necessary yards, right? When he's not able to push that thing all the way over, they got what we call change of pace back, meaning that you throw in a different guy. Maybe he get a different feel of the land. He get a different vibe. Sees the holes different. The teams that really study up on one running back now got to play a different scheme for the other running back. And we look back at this Saints game, the New Orleans Saints game, and we would say to ourselves, man, that's a game that we should have won. Oh, people were so focused on Dak Prescott, but they forgot about all of the other inefficiencies. Jason Witten playing basketball with the football. Oh, Roger Goodell coming out of the bleachers from somewhere we don't even know, saying that, hey, his elbow wasn't down when we saw Ezekiel Elliott elbow being down. Oh, the phantom PI call. But all of a sudden, that 10-12 game fell on the shoulders of the quarterback. But people fail to realize to call up and bring up those type of situations and scenarios. Oh, can we add in for the extra spice for 200? The special team was trash, garbage juice, all of the bad things that you can say about it. That is what the Dallas Cowboys special team was last year. And everybody would say, nah, Law, it was a quarterback. No, man, we can't pay that quarterback that, you know. Oh, man, it was his fault. And the reason why I'm showing some of these older clips of 2018 of Ezekiel Elliott running the ball is because that was when we didn't have the center from last year. So now you get a chance to see good old Joe Looney moving furniture out of the way. So many people ready to kick him out of the club. So many people ready to to say that, okay, that guy, he's nothing. Let's move on from him. Hey, you better be wise of what you're saying with that, you know, because he does have some experience. He does have some how could I put this? He was able to be sufficient enough. At least we made it to the playoffs with him. Now, can Tyler Badass come in here and be a badass little Boosie? We don't know. Can the other guy move over and play center row, Connor McGovern? We don't know. It's an unknown commodity. Yes, they did it in college land, but can they hustle and bustle, find somebody to punch in the mouth and leave them with the raggedy tooth? That's what we want to see, right? Look at big old Jumbo Joe. Looking for furniture to move out the way. Get out of my way. Let me hit you anyway. I've seen multiple plays of that brother doing that. Now, just to be fair, there was situations and times that he folded up like a wallet, right? Yeah, Raheem Mostert. This is from my guy G2 Wavy. The phone lines are open, 682-214-4087. That's the number to call in to get in. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel. Leave me your opinions. Everybody knows that once, you put your thoughts out there, it's there. But it is what it is. 561. What's good?
Yo, what's up, Lock? Can you hear me good?
Man, you sound good over here, man.
Yeah, man, this is Jake Great, man. Checking in from, where am I at? Louisiana at this petrol truck stop, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so, what I was thinking is I got a couple things to say. I don't got them too much in order. It's late night, brain kind of little, cloudy. But about the whole Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard, I think it was because the inexperience of Jason Garrett and what's the offensive coordinator's name again? Boy Wonder.
Oh, left-handed wonder, Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like when you got a lot of toys, you just don't know what you want to play with. Do you want to play with the PlayStation today? Do you want to play with the Xbox today? I believe he just didn't know how to mold them in together. And with like Ezekiel Elliott, I just feel like he put on too much muscle mass. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever was like his strength and conditioning coach probably told him put on too much muscle mass to take the beating of the NFL. And like that's probably where most of his speed, like when he lost most of his speed. You know what I mean? But if he like slim down and lose some of that muscle mass, his explosion would come back. And one thing that we're forgetting, we try to be a physical team, but we was running Zeke into a wall. We forgot we had Keith Smith. Keith Smith was stealing dudes out of that hole, and you know what I mean? If line wasn't making a hole, Keith Smith was coming in there and clearing the path for him. I believe we get a fullback back in there, and I believe the running game will pick back up. You know what I mean? What you think about that?
Well, I forgot to pull up some Jameis Olawale clip to put in the highlight reel here. My thing is, I think that Mike McCarthy knows how to use the fullback or utilize them and put them in right positionings and not let them be so stale. You know, what the problem is with Jameis, he didn't know whether or not, yes, he's on the 46-man active roster last year. And shout out to Young Wilson, man. Thank you for making the donation to help grow the nation. But here's the thing, though. He was so stale. It was just like no rhyme or reason of why you putting this brother out there. I recall it was 3 games that I want to pull out that I want to tell everybody. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles game. That was a situation where Ezekiel Elliott make a big run. It's 3rd and 1. And he tapped his helmet. And they put the young kid in, Tony Pollard. And they do a toss sweep to the weak side. Normally you'll do something like that in favor of to the strong side. But it was a weak side toss sweep, believe it or not. Throwing the ball 3 yards behind him, so now pretty much it's like a 3rd and maybe 5-ish. And he was not able to get the first down. Ultimately, he fumbled the ball. Drive killer, that killed the drive. And it was another game. It was a Buffalo Bills game. Ezekiel Elliott ripping up the middle of the field, chunking. Somebody caught him from the backside, That's 2019 Zeke, 2016 Zeke. Maybe he scored a touchdown. But they caught him. Yeah. The first thing that he did was tap his helmet. Hey, I got to get out. I got to get a spell, that drive ended, I believe, in a field goal or something like that, or could have been a turnover on down. And the other thing was, I think it was the Minnesota Vikings game, Jameis Olawale come in, and because Ezekiel Elliott had to sub out, and he was not on the same page of Dak. He never turned around for the ball. He was wide open on the wing or the flats there, and he never looked for the ball. Incomplete pass.
Yeah. Not to cut you off,
but go ahead. No, that was the end of it.
When Zeke taps his helmet, I used to hate the fact that sometimes Jason Garrett, like, he must think it's the NBA where your timeouts carry on to the second half, because we would go into halftime with all 3 timeouts, and I'm like, why not, like, have a feel for the game, and you're like, damn, it's going to be 3rd and 1. Timeout. Zeke, catch your breath, because you going in to get this 3rd down. You know what I mean? You getting in this 3rd down, but we didn't do that. And with Olawale, being that McCarthy comes from Green Bay, I remember that fullback they had. What's his name? Coon.
What was his name again? Coon?
Coon.
Something like that. Something like that. I forgot his name. I wanted to bring it up too, but I got his man's name.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like a hard-nosed fullback, dig you out the whole grinder. But Wale seems like a pretty finesse type fullback. He doesn't seem like somebody that McCarthy like. Maybe he does, maybe he don't.
He got a little dig action on him. He got a little some of that. He did a little some of that in the Raiders land. It's just that what we asking him to do, we just didn't do it. The last time that we had a good running back or fullback for that was Keith. Keith Smith he had that mentality because he played linebacker. And when the first initial trade happened, or what a pickup or acquisition, I was looking at it like, no, don't get rid of Keith. Don't get rid of him.
He went to the Las Vegas Cowboys.
Yeah, it kind of like a swap-a-roo, I was like, no, because we needed that physical mentality. I like the other kid, the big boy, 45. What's his name? Y'all help me out. Smith brother.
Smith brother, yeah.
I forgot his name. Y'all help me out. I can't. Rod Smith. I like him, but
Rod Smith.
So he was finesse. He was very finesse in a sense. So when we put in the Smith brother, he's looking for somebody to punch and take names later. So when we got rid of him, we got rid of that physical brute stuff. Although Jameis can be physical, but he's just naturally not like that. He's kind of more like a Rod Smith in a sense. Yeah.
I haven't seen him really be physical. I know he has a little wiggle. He has a lot of running back to him. But, we'll see. But I got a couple things on the defense, and I'm going to tell you my season prediction for our record. I believe that, low-key, we probably don't see it, but I think our defense, just that front line, is going to be so nasty to the point where we're not even going to need Jamal Adams, because if you think about that rotation, Randy Gregory might get reinstated. Alden Smith. If Alden Smith can play right end and left end,
he can play both sides. Yeah, he can play both sides.
Exactly. Now you got Crawford coming in. You got this guy. I don't know how this dude went to the 5th round, Bradley or not, but this guy's amazing. And it's like just that rotation at end.
Right.
And the rotation, you sprinkle rotation of McCoy and Pope in there with that 3rd round pick, man, that's a nasty defensive line rotation. Just that rotation alone will improve your linebacker and your secondary, because look at how the Giants did it when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You got Umanura, you got Justin Tuck, you got Strahan, coming at you. You got 5 starting offensive linemen, but you got 8 linemen that you can throw in a rotation. They all dogs coming. So I believe that's going to be our main force on our defense, and I believe they might laugh at me. We're going 15-1, just off the strength of that defensive line.
Well,
and,
they say Man, if we go 15-1, they say thou shall decree a thing and it shall be established. So if you putting that out there to the universe, and if it all of a sudden happen, man, I'll tell you, boy, hey,
I'm putting it out there.
You putting it out there, and
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, he went 15-1 before, so.
And on the Jamal Adams thing, I love him. But
Right.
here's two things. In our division,
Mm-hmm.
he fits good because the NFC East still is that smash mouth league where you got Philly gonna want to run the ball, Redskins gonna want to run the ball, Giants. So he fits good in the box, help against the run. But if you look at, I'm 35, so I got a chance to see the NFL transition from that smash mouth to that finesse game. You really kind of need 2 free safeties out there because all that Punisher across the middle, that's a 15-yard penalty nowadays. So really, he's important. He's a good player to have. I'm not going to give up a first round for him. I give you a third. That's the best I can do for you. A third, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to laugh at that
next
all
year,
the way. They're going to laugh at that,
They can laugh at it all they want because
Yeah.
he's going to be a free agent next year anyways.
Right.
You don't want to jump and pay, give a first round up, and then next year you got to pay him, and then what if he holds out? You know what I mean? He's not a true blue player. He might hold out like, I don't care about the Cowboys. Give me my money. So you don't really want that. And I just feel like 2 free safeties out there is better than a box safety because that's what he is. What's going to happen when teams start scheming against him? Like, okay, we're going to put out 5 wide receivers out there, and we're just going to spread them out. All right, now what you going to do?
Well, you know good and well that's what we want them to do. We want them to try to spread it out and put 5 out there and leave nobody out there to block, to help protect. Because that D-Log going to be like, oh, you going to line up 5? You going to put 5 on it? Okay. Oh, that means one-on-one into the inside, one-on-one into the edges. Man, that ball better come out quick. But man, I really appreciate you for calling in, bro, man.
No
I'm
problem,
gonna let somebody else call
man.
in, but that's good stuff, man. I'm gonna give you a war call, man.
Man.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for making the donation earlier too. Salute, bro.
All right, all day.
This is Sparta!
It's a good call from a dog, man. 561 calling in. 682-214-4087 is the number. And we got somebody here, 409. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I was just looking at our running game last year. First of all, man, I appreciate the show. Appreciate you coming on late night like this.
Oh, my goodness.
But,
appreciate you.
But one of the things, man, I just didn't think that last year, like Jason Garrett came in with a game plan, but he had no other options after that. Like you go to look at the Minnesota game and then you look at the New Orleans game. Hey, it wasn't necessarily Zeke in that position. It was more or less, my offensive line got our butt whooped. And then you go back and look at the all-22, and they just kind of beat us with 4 guys up front. And so sometimes it's going to be like that, but I thought I'd go back to coaching on that because you can look at a Bill Belichick, his times in the playoffs, and he has to go quarterback, and his running backs and running game runs for 200 yards because the other team comes in saying, hey, we're not going to lose to Tom Brady. And he said, yeah, you're not going to lose to Tom Brady. You'll lose another way. I got 2 ways to beat you. And I feel like Garrett always came into the game with just one way to try to win, and when that was taken away, it kind of threw him in a loop.
Yeah, he says, and I hate to just continue to put everything on Jason, but it's been 10 years, and that's the only thing we can go by. He says we do what we do best, and we line them up, lace them up, and we punch them in the mouth, basically, the best way that we can. It's not about scheming. It's not about studying your opponent. It's not about analytics. It's all about, okay, we have the best offensive line. We have the best running back, and we're just going to line them up, lace them up, and run it. And when they get choked out and tired, then we throw the play action. That was his thought track, But it just didn't work out there. And that's why we are with the belief, and this is just my thoughts on this from the 409, is my belief is that that's why we always was talking about we need the best person in that particular position in order to win.
Absolutely. Those kind of coaches, they almost need a Pro Bowl team to win And the thing about it is you're actually putting too much emphasis on talent. When this is a salary cap league, sometimes you're going to run into people that you're just not better than. Now, what do you do to help your players, right? And so, that's one of the biggest things I had with him is that because he relied too much on the talent. What if we acquire great talent and we have a great scheme? Because you need some deception nowadays in the NFL. You don't need to line. This is not the 90s Cowboys where you can just line up and they know what you're going to do. It's not that anymore. And so if you're not bringing that as a coach, what are you bringing? Because you have to, and then at some point in time, the players are going to look at you and start shaking their head because you're putting me in a position to fail. You're not putting me in a position to succeed. And then, you look at Zeke last year, and I'm a Zeke fan, and I think he could have done better about, everything else. But he caught heck last year because people talking about he ain't run for 100. Dude, they're dominating the line of scrimmage or they're putting a lot of men in the box. And what are we doing off of that? We have to start making people pay for putting too many assets in the box, right? Mm-hmm. Or when they put too many in the secondary, we got to run the ball. One of the things I always thought, I could not stand when it was 3rd or 4th and 1. We come in with the jumbo. To me, that takes away all the advantage you have of your 5 guys up front. When you're bringing in 2 extra linemen, it's crowding the area that you're trying to run in. Mm-hmm. Why not go with an 11 package and run out of it? Or if they want to 11 personnel, hey, if they want to try to cheat up because you're 11 personnel think you're gonna run, hey, throw the ball because now you got one-on-ones on the outside. But I'm not the one to telegraph, hey, we're going to bring in this big guy, that big guy, to go to all the big guys we got, and now we just going to run it up. It's too crowded in there. Mm-hmm. You bring them in. So the strategy, just from a coaching standpoint, it lacked, man. And it goes back to, you hired an inexperienced coach, and he's only a quarterback's coach for 1 year. You bring him over, he's an offensive coordinator with the same salary as your head coach. And then you make him a head coach. He just did not have enough, coming up through coaches and college and coaching under this guy at this college, being a position coach over here, working his way up to be an offensive coordinator and then, hitting it as a coach. Well, when you do that, you got a lot of stuff in your bag, and this guy just did not have it. And it's not even, necessarily, I'm going to say it's his fault, but he should never have gotten the job as soon as he did. And then that didn't serve us well. And to keep it for 10 years was an atrocity that happened. I mean, you could see this after 5 years that he wasn't going to help us win any games. But that's hopefully where Mike McCarthy's, experience and Mike McCarthy's just know-how and his offensive prowess, that he's going to bring some things. I think this offense is going to open up. And I want to just say this last thing before I get off, is that the Jamal Adams thing, I am really on a wait-and-see thing because we don't know what this defense is going to look like. We got these 2 defensive tackles, right? We got, a defensive mind that's coming in. Let them work this thing out first. We might not need – we are so accustomed to trying to get the best people to try to win. You're not going to get Pro Bowls at every position. So why don't we just go see what we have right now, see what this coaching staff could do with what we have before we give away a first-round draft pick on a guy that we might not even need.
Wow, man, you speaking the truth there. And the best thing to do is to hold the Jets' feet to the fire, I think that if they start off losing, then we can go back and say, okay, what about that? You know what I'm saying? What about this deal now?
Yeah, but it has to be
week 4. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because what you're saying is if the Jets start off 0-4 or something like that, then they'll get a little desperate. But then we have to see what we're doing at the time, right? Suppose we're 3-1 or 4-0 at the time, we might not want to do anything to upset the apple cart. Right.
We can look at it in those factors, just like with the Amari Cooper. Remember, we was like, we don't need no, number 1 wide receiver. We can do the receiver by committee, and this is similar to that because we got no proven guys at that strong safety spot. Not saying that we need a proven guy because the safety position, pretty much you're supposed to be the last line of defense, and as a strong safety, you're the first person to come down and hit and tackle. You do some sacrifices and these sort of things, but I think that the way this team is built, we won't be just sitting there saying, okay, he will be, the person that's going to flip this thing all the way around. If we were to do anything like that, give me a person that's versatile in the sense like the Earl Thomas before he got to the Ravens. Now, that's a story of a different day.
Now, one thing the previous caller did say, I really think that he's absolutely right. I think if you in nowadays NFL, you may want 2 cover safeties. You don't necessarily need that thumper, an 8 guy in the box, and this, that, and other. I think you need more coverage in the back end than you do with a run stop. I think we got those 2 guys in the middle now. That's going to make a big difference. We just never have put in assets, or we really never made that position of importance. We always just try to throw some guys in there at the defensive tackle position, but now they're actually putting some guys in there with some skins on the wall that, with a little bulk in them and a little athletic ability. So we're going to see how. I think that's going to make a big difference, as far as our defense is concerned.
Most certainly. Yeah, so it's a good call, man. Really appreciate you, man. I'm going to give you a war call.
I appreciate
man.
you too,
Thank
brother.
you so much for your time, fam. Yeah, really appreciate you. Yeah, salute. Good call from him, man.
This is Sparta!
My thing is with this, and of course, he is a fantastic player. It's not saying I'm not saying that Jamal Adams is a Jeff Heath, no, but I'm just saying that Jamal Adams is a fantastic player, but maybe too rich. 229, what's on your mind?
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me. It's your
I'm
world.
calling in, but I was first thing first. I was going to talk about the Zeke and Tony.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people weren't really looking at it, but Zeke was gassed a lot last year too.
He was.
Just the way the season started for him. So even I feel like when Pollard's number was called, it was like, okay, it's good Pollard did what he did, but most of the time I think his number was called out of just Zeke being gassed at that time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a situation where is normally when people hold out in these positionings, we've seen that they come out and they start off fast and they get injured. Ezekiel Elliott been blessed to have like the situation where he don't get injured, which is good. I'm gonna knock on wood. But we saw some regressions in a sense because he didn't get a chance to be out there in the Oxnard heat. Cowboy heat, practicing on your own is one thing, but when you're out there with the other guys and the fellas, it's different, different story. Yeah. I think that he had to play himself into football shape, play himself into football mental mindset, and play himself into being ready for the game in the moment. And historically, since Ezekiel Elliott started in the National Football League, his first 2 games always been slow. Matter of fact, his first game, I don't think that he ever ran for 100 yards in his first game.
You remember that rookie year, he was fumbling every game.
Yeah. People were saying bust. People were saying Alfred Morris. That's one thing that I got, God bless me with some good recall. And I remember people saying, oh, man, put the refrigerator with legs out there, man. Put Alfred Morris. He's doing a better job than Zeke,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
I think I think that's the story of, I think a lot of people be looking past things. Even like with the D-Law, I feel like D-Law is playing hurt. Even with Amari, I feel like Amari is playing hurt. Like, so I think people look at the stats in different plays or when they was out and things like that, and they don't even take that into account.
The craziest thing that I heard, or I hear every day basically with the Dak Prescott situation is that, he lost the game against the Patriots. He lost the game against the Saints. He lost the game against the Eagles. He lost the game against the Jets or what have you. And I looked at it and I say to myself, when you go back and watch the film, the all 22, mute the sound, and you will see the inefficiencies. Even if you look at the Jets game, they gave up that big old pass and play. The Cheeto Woozier, the safety, never climbed over the top as well. I mean, that was the game changer there. They lost by 2 points. If they never get that cheap touchdown, it's a different story. The Patriots game, the phantom tripping calls, the not the quarterback, but the coordinator or Jason Garrett, whoever, in the monsoon said, okay, let's make it a prove-it game. Let's start throwing the ball. Ezekiel Elliott, that game was averaging 1 or 9 yards per carry. It was somewhere along those numbers. And they stopped running the ball. And they said, hey, it's raining outside. Let's throw it.
That's what we do. We get scared once we start doing good. But what I was thinking, as far as on the offense, I think Joe to be a breakout player on that side.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And on the defensive side, I just really don't know if they move Chidobe, maybe. But I feel like Chidobe be there, but it's not like he's gonna make a play or anything. He's there. Like Byron was in the pocket, but Chidobe, he's always in the area. And he kind of made me mad when he don't be making those plays when he over there.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to you, Young Wilson, man, for making a donation to help grow the nation. He says, "Law, get the night crew over to Spotify. Aloha. I think Spotify is growing really quick, man. I had to check them out. But yeah, you're right. I think Awuzie is one of those guys that's always around the ball, always close but no cigar though.
He not giving me nothing like that. We need them turnovers.
We need turnovers and takeaways, man. We do. What else you got for the show?
That's about it there, man. I'm just hoping that we get a season, if anything, and hoping that we get that thing out the way. And we can stop hearing all this mess. Because I know it's a difference between 4 years and 5 years.
It would never happen with Jerry. Jerry Wayne, he loves to put thing out there like, hey, okay, deadline make deals, and we're going to squeeze them. And you guys can hold them, but we're going to squeeze them and hold them, And that's what he does. That's just the nature of Jerry.
And then I did have that. I had a question. What you think about you think we getting rid of Tyron Smith anytime soon?
Years and we get this Super Bowl this year, and maybe next year we find his replacement or something like that.
The contract gonna be in question though.
Yeah, but we'll figure something out with this offensive line.
But all right, man. That's all I need. It's good talking with you.
Good talking to you too as well, man. Salute, bro.
This is Sparta!
Good call. All right, so I'm just going to pause the phone line for a quick second just to speak my mind on a few things. I think that we are so antsy about this year. I think that we are so antsy about what we need to do with the NFL and what happened in the previous years. I just have to tell people, man, just listen here. This will be a new flavor. This will be a brand new year. The things that we saw and we loved what we seen, just add extra sauce to it. It's going to be better. It's flat out going to be better. I know that I may sound like a guy that says homering this thing up, but we going to be better, baby. I just feel it, man. I just can't explain it, but I feel it. 682-214-4087, the number. 956, you in the mix.
Law Nation, how you doing?
Man,
the Lunatic.
Sure. Lunatic, what's good with you, fam?
Doing great. Just want to remind Cowboys Nation, listen, McCarthy built the coaching staff the right way, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at Kellen Moore, said, wait a minute. In 2018, the Cowboys were ranked 22nd in yards, 22 in yards. Then you took a team and made them first in yards. I can work with that.
Mm-hmm.
I can mold you, mentor you, give you some input, and where we can set the offense on fire. He went over to defense, hired Mike Nolan, said you worked in 4-3, you worked in 3-4, you can work hybrid. Hey, just do what you do, put our players in winning situations and harass opposing offenses. Let me worry about the offense. Let me help Kellen Moore. Let me mentor him. And we're going to see it like Andy Reid in Kansas City and Shanahan in San Francisco. Players are going to be schemed open just by the way the play is set up. It's going to be good read, misdirection, whatever, it's going to have an easy read for Dak. Get that throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I agree with the coaching staff. It starts with the coaching. It starts with the coaching. Getting them all on board, getting them on the same page, and believing in your philosophy. No more of this conservative game plan that Garrett had, playing to not lose the game. McCarthy, he's going to be playing to win the game. That's going to be a huge difference.
Not trying to keep everything safe not to lose the game, but play to win the game. I love that, and I think that coaching plays a major role in that. And like you broke it down to everyone, is that basically, like I said earlier, this is going to be a brand new team. It is.
Exactly. And special teams, he didn't have any connection to Bones Fossil. There was no connection to him. There was no connection to Green Bay, but the Cowboys lured him away from St. Louis, and they got one of the most aggressive, creative special teams coach in the league. That'll help the worst part of our team, which was special teams last year. They brought in Megatron, signed the long snapper again for one more year, even though he was contemplating retirement. Let's bring in a little competition for punter, see what that does. Even those close games, you're thinking we are going to have an edge on that based on what the coach has already done. You bring them in, you coach them up, you let them compete, and then you unleash them on your opponents.
Yeah.
We are going to be playing with a lead. We're going to be playing with a lead. That'll help the offense. That'll help the defense immensely. No more of this being outscored in the first half. No more slow starts. With those weapons, we're going to be exposing a lot of weaknesses on a lot of teams' defensive backfield. That'll give us the lead, and then we can run Zeke and shut the game out.
So basically, we jump all over them, and we get the lead, and then we just pound and ground with Ezekiel Elliott, with the young Tony Pollard.
Exactly. With all the weapons we have, we can go 11 personnel, mix it up. Again, McCarthy had, what was that big running back? Lacy.
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy.
John Starks, yeah.
Can you imagine what the fourth pick overall running back will do? What he'll do with him?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I can just see him more and McCarthy, because what did Carter do? He didn't. I don't think he mentored more. He just clapped. He just kept clapping. McCarthy said, "Hey, let's get a winning formula. That'll help you. That'll help me. That'll help both of us in this team win games. That's what's important."
Man, you putting too much facts out here, man. People gonna be like, "Hey, who is this guy, man? Where is his show at?" But you telling the truth right there. We had so many issues, whereas we know for sure that we're supposed to dominate a team, but we play down to the level of competition. We've seen that so many times, and then when we finally play a tough team, we play up to the level of competition. So we never knew what this team was going to showcase. It just seems as if, though, the games that we're supposed to win, we lose, and the game we're supposed to not win, we win, or we figure out to be a fighting chance, but get to the fourth quarter, we do something stupid. So I'm glad that all of that stuff is gone, and I'm very, very proud of Mike McCarthy going into this situation and looking at both sides of the coin. Let me find the best, like you said, special team guy. Oh, let me evaluate Kellen Moore, not just look at the situation and say, let me bring in my own offensive coordinator, but look at it from the fact that, like you said, we was ranked, 22nd, 23rd, something like that in offense?
2018 in yards, and we went to first in 2019. What's the improvement?
Flip side.
Scoring. And you don't think McCarthy has a couple of points on that?
My goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. What else you got for the show, man?
Well, that's about it, Lonnie. That's why optimism is great. Optimism is great. McCarthy has said, give me the players, I'll make the system, I'll make them work. I'll fit the scheme. It's exciting. Just hold on. We are going to be the team that is going to be feared in 2020. We're going to score on them, and we're going to stop them on defense because we're playing with that lead. I can't emphasize that enough. When you are playing with the lead, you get to attack. You get to be aggressive. Oh, INTs, sacks, they're going to be up. They're going to be way up because of that, just playing with the lead.
My goodness, man. Good stuff, man. Really appreciate you.
All right, Law, you have a great one. Have a great one, Cowboys Nation.
There we go.
This is Sparta!
Oh, man. All right, so 682-214-4087. All right, 972, what's new? You're live. And, of course, we're going to implement this right here. Let me know when you talk to me.
Hey, my bad. I'm just surprised because I've been calling you for like 2 months trying to get through. I'm sorry about that, Law.
No, you good, man. You good.
Oh, yes. My name's Jay Marley, Marley World on YouTube. But I just want to say this, man. People been saying like they antsy about this season, but honestly, I'm kind of relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why. Think about it. Coach Mike, man, he had, a year to sit back and analyze the players we have. So, to my belief, I felt like, I'm pretty sure he watched film, when he had to play us. So he knows what type of players we have.
He does. Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure that everybody he got rid of, he probably felt like, he can't use them. And the people that he brought in, he knows what they can do and what they can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if he just put everybody in the right position and utilize they talents or whatever they good at, just utilize that and combine all of their talents into one, you'll do something. And that's on both sides of the field, defense and offense.
Yeah,
So,
I think that he will bring in that type of a mindset to the nation, and I think that this would benefit everybody, not just this is the morale of the team, but just the morale of the fan base, because we've been institutionalized. That's the only way I can put it, man. We institutionalized. But go ahead.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right. And matter of fact, I heard you say that, in your previous lives and stuff like that. But hopefully with Coach Mike, he could just come in and know what they good at and just let them, play to the best of their ability.
Yeah,
and he got Smith just came back. Am I correct? Alden Smith?
Yeah, he came back into the mix, yes. And I think he's going to bring in a lot to the table.
Oh, yeah. I just feel like it's going to take like 2 or 3 games. Just to get the dust off,
Yeah, I want him to play all of the preseason games. I know we need some evaluations of the other guys, but no, put that dog out there for all of the preseason games. Him and Randy Gregory. Let's figure this thing out,
Yeah, and you're right. But I'm just, when I mean like 2 or 3 games, I mean like the real game. Because, preseason, they're not, they out there playing, but, they kind of relaxed a little, as you can say.
Oh, I used to see the Patriots, and I hate to use them as an example, Tom Brady playing the 4th preseason game. People were like, whoa, wait a minute, what are they doing? They just won the Super Bowl, but they got Tom Brady out here. He's like 50 years old, and he's still playing all of the preseason games. But he just tried to get that rhythm going. Rhythm in football is everything, but I do know that, it's preseason and you can't get too high with your hopes up on preseason game. But it's something about learning and feeling that vibe of winning, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I'm telling you, I'm an 80s baby, so, I still remember all the 90 football.
You got a quick 16 seconds for the time kick out, man, but go ahead.
I just want to say keep doing what you're doing, and thanks for giving me the time, get some of my stuff out.
Man, appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much for calling in to the nation. Salute, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Yeah. new way, new feature, man. I'm just gonna do the time thing, man. I really appreciate you guys. That's the timer. It's 4 minutes, and then the time will kick out. But feel free to call in 682-214-4087. You got 4 minutes to speak your mind with that time. 9:03. What's good? Call back 903. Yes, indeed. That's a new feature. Let me know if you guys like it or what have you. Just 4 minutes. I think that's enough time to give people to speak their mind or heart, soul, and sinew and all of that stuff. We got Grand Prairie over here, 214. What's good?
What's up, Love Nation? How you doing?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, I love the show, man. First time caller.
First time caller. Okay, what's your name there, man?
My name is Otis, man. I'm
Otis.
from Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Appreciate you for calling in. How you feel about this team? How you feel about Ezekiel Elliott? How you feel about Tony Pollard and his new coaching staff?
I love the Cowboys, man. I love every pieces, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was calling in reference to people knocking on Dak Prescott, right? I got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hear your thought process, okay? People don't understand football is business, right? So people don't understand the Cowboys have make more money off of Dak Prescott than what they have paid him for 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't look at the jersey sale. Do they know how much money the Cowboys made the past 4 years from certain Dak Prescott merchandise?
Millions and millions, man. They made hands over fists, as they say.
Okay, so think about it. They make all that money over 4 years. And how much did they pay Dak Prescott for the 4 years?
Close to $4 million. Probably a little over 3, but right at 4.
Okay, so why fans don't understand this man is looking out for his family. If these people make all these millions out of him for 4 years, and they sign other players because they couldn't pay him what he was, so now he's trying to make money, and why people angry? He's good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're making some good points there. Here's the thing. The salary cap is a good wedge between the fans, the players, and the owners. And the owners are making billions of dollars, right? They the ones who bought the team financially. The fans invested in this thing emotionally. And the players put in their physical time, money, and everything else. And the problem is that the salary cap makes justifications for said owners to get rid of players, keep certain players because of the salary cap. Now, it vilifies the players when they want to get paid just cause. Because if you think about it, Dak Prescott making only $4 million is peanuts compared to what Goff made in his first 4 years, what Carson Wentz made in his first 4 years, or what have you. So that's all he's trying to do. I don't think that it's him trying to put food on his table for his people. I think it's more so of his agent needing to say, okay, you are my client and I got to represent you the best way. I got to get you paid for what you're worth and your value. I cannot sit out here and give you only peanuts, out of a deal when you play for free basically for the first 4 years.
I know. So another thing, right? People also knock on Dak Prescott. Oh, he beat up on the NFC East. The division, it sucks. Mm-hmm. They don't have that. So, but look at Tom Brady for the past 2 decades. Look at the conference he was in. He beat his division all those years. They only needed probably about 4 or 5 wins to get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They don't talk about that. That division, I think they're appreciative. This dude is a winner. He can play offense, defense, and special teams. He only do what he's asked to do. So why people can appreciate what he has done for this team in 4 years? I don't know, man. We as a fan, we're not being appreciative,
Most certainly, man. That's all the time you have for this call. But I really appreciate you, bro. And I'll pick up that question on the back end. Okay. Appreciate you, fam.
All right. Okay.
Salute. All right. Good call.
This
man.
is Sparta!
My thing is with this 40 games he won, 24 he lost. Of course, quarterback gets all of the credit when we win, gets all the blame when we lose. Okay, I understand that, but the reality of it is that Dak Prescott agent need to realize this and say, okay, this is my client that I'm representing, and I got to make sure that he get paid what his market value is. That's just the bottom line of it. We would never understand it, but the agent himself, he got to represent other players. And when this stuff goes sour or south and he's not giving his player or his client the best money or the best thing that he can provide out there as far as contract negotiation, it becomes a mud fest. It becomes mudslinging. It becomes fans getting emotional. The thing is, July the 15th is the deadline. Let me repeat, July 15th is the deadline. Just because you're dating someone or you're finna propose to someone and you got the wedding date all set up and you guys love each other to the sun, from the sun to the moon to the earth, you just don't say, okay, well, let's just go ahead and get married today. You know, some people do it in that fashion, but you want to do it in a celebratory way. I think that Jerry thinks of it in those factors. And why not Dak Prescott camp? It's no rush. The longer Jerry waits, the bigger the pie is going to become because you got possibilities of other players getting signed. That's just how it goes. All right, I'm going to open up the phone line again, but, man, I just had to put that out there for people to understand and realize. Contract negotiations should be done in private. Nevertheless, it's been displayed in public, and people will have their opinions of it and make their speculations. And people got to eat. TMZ got to eat. Fox News got to eat. ESPN got to eat. They're going to make those articles. They're going to have people clicking on it and beyond. All right, so this is how it goes. 956, you in the mix. They're going to have people clicking on it. Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
What's going on, man? What you got for the show?
Look, man, I want to see what your take is on this. There's a stat that bothers me, man. The time of possession stat.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, in previous years, I guess they celebrate the Cowboys because they won the time of possession because they run the ball 15 to 20 plays just to get up the field. And to me, time of possession doesn't win games. Points win games.
True.
And with this offense, man, high-powered offense, it will be a shame if they take 17 to 20 plays to get downfield just to kick a field goal. And, winning the time of possession, but then the score doesn't reflect that. I don't know what's your take on that.
Well, time of possession style of play is you're trying to cover up something. It's the reason why women wear makeup, Reason why, guys try to get, fly with their haircut, making sure that they cover up the inefficiencies, or add certain things to make it appear something different. So that's what time of possession really means to me. When you're playing it so safe that you're scared to expose your defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the problem is with that, with time of possession, with that thought track, if you do not put up money on the board, if you're not out there scoring drive for drive, and if it's a quick 3 and out and you expose your defense. The Dallas Cowboys, since I believe, I want to say 2013, 14 or what have you, just wasn't good against the run. They didn't have that big run plug inside. But what people will say is, Law, look at the stats. Look at the stats. But stats can be misleading as well, because if teams are looking at it as a pass-happy league and they're trying to throw to keep up with you and you so happen to be efficient with scoring the ball, then they don't find a reason to run.
Correct.
So
Correct.
That's why the numbers can be misguided. And what exposed the Cowboys, in my opinion, in the 2016 game, I believe. I think it was 2016. Was it 2016? What year was it? 2000 and
Yeah, that was for sure one year that.
No.
16 and then 18.
It was the 18 year. It was 2018. Yeah. I think that game, the Colts game, exposed us because they knew for sure that Marlon Mack said, "Okay, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run the rock on them," and they was able to get the ball
up the middle.
Field. Yeah, up the
middle,
up the gut. Yeah, and the Rams game took that same page and said, "Okay, let me repeat this, por favor. Please let me repeat this," and that's exactly what they did. They ran the rock on us, and we couldn't stop the bleeding.
Oh, I was specifically referring more like an offense, just running 3 yards and then another 4 yards and then 3 yards. Yeah, we might get a first down, but it's just like a 10-yard advance. And then another little pass for 4 yards and so on. It takes forever. You're winning the time of possession, but can we just go, 3 yards and then boom, 21 yards. And then another 4 yards and then boom, just go for the like Lunatic said, just got attack mode. None of this safe stuff. Just we got the players, we got the skill players, we got the line. Just let's go for the kill. Let's go for the kill. Yeah, we might get an interception here and there, but that shouldn't defer us from just taking advantage of what we got. That's what I think.
And trust me, playing it safe is good in certain factors. But I want the team to be radical a little bit. I want the team to say, okay, you punt the ball to me. Yeah, you punt the ball to me. Remember, we used to always fair catch. Look, if you go back to the Minnesota Vikings game, fair catch. No.
Yeah, with Beasley. Yeah, just to catch it. Just to say we catch it and we didn't fumble it. Like there's just playing it too safe. The whole game just gets on my nerves. Sorry about that, man. Just put some skill players. Put Pollard in there. Yeah, he might muff a punt maybe here or there or whoever. But I mean, he might score 3 or 4 touchdowns a year. Who knows? Just in attack. I just think attack mode all the time, man. Attack mode. Keep the other teams honest and just worried about us.
Most certainly, man. That's all the time you've been.
Yeah, that's it. I know. I got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Well, what's good though?
If we lose trying, we lose, man. But none of this safe Garrett stuff, man. It just got on my nerves.
Yes. All right. Appreciate you, man. Good call. I'll give you a war call, fam.
Bye.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Salute, bro. Good call from him, man. Good call, man. He deserves it.
This is Sparta!
Hey. You're live on the Nation. What's good? Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
No, man, it's your world, man. Talk to the Nation, man. Let the people know how you feel about this team and everything else.
Oh, what's up? It's G2 Wavy, and I want to address 2 things. I want to address the topic, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, and then I want to address the time of possession the last caller was talking about.
Okay.
Last year, a common thing was we got outscored first half, basically every game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run time of possession doing that. It like that. It's thrown out the window. Like if you're down, how do you expect to run the ball? You can't play time. Like normally the winning team will always win time of possession anyways. It's a common theme because the losing team is going to have to throw their way back in it. And if you're always throwing the ball, you're going to lose time of possession. Cause that's kind of how that works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I was trying to say with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, I think I don't know if it's just me, but Ezekiel Elliott's best part of his career, like from high school to collegiate level now, I think his best stage in his career was in college. Like, do you agree with me or no?
You like his best collective?
His best production. Like he was like a star player. Like his best overall. I think it was in college.
Yeah, that's the level of competition and things like that you have to factor in, and the team that he adds around him. You know, Yeah, but he did. He was elusive, fast, and all that good stuff in college. But go ahead.
But like a common theme, like when he was in college, was like the zone run scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And like, do you think like we don't like the runs he used to run in college? They used to bust like home runs, 40-yard runs. We don't run that like in the Dallas Cowboys organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I was big fan of Urban, because I thought that if we were to get him, maybe we can bring some graces back to the strength of this team, the offensive line and the running back. But they went other ways, and I kind of I was at the middle of the road with Mike McCarthy at first, but then when I started looking at his tape and I started looking at his philosophy and the pieces that he brought to the table, opposed to what Urban would have done, of what's the kid from OU? What's his coach name? The young guy. Got his name. Y'all help me out.
You're talking about the run game coordinator?
No, the head coach. Lincoln Riley, I believe.
Yeah.
Those guys don't have no NFL experience on the opposite side of the ball. So meaning that we would have had Urban, and we would probably had a Lincoln, but we would have kept Chris Richard or Rob Marinelli, which would have been still the same problems. I like the fact that we looked at everything and say, okay, let's bring in a guy that we know for sure, that's got NFL experience, and if he can't find a way, he'll find someone else that can find a way, And that's what I like about that. And I think that Ezekiel Elliott will get back to the graces of what he was running like his, college years and first few years here with the Dallas.
What type of run scheme does Mike McCarthy run? Like a zone or like a power run scheme? Which one?
Well, that I don't know for sure. I don't know whether or not. I can only talk about it from the confines of what Skip Pete is going to bring, what he like for his running backs to do, and with the second year with Kellen Moore, we get mad at Scott Linehan, but Scott Linehan at least changed some of the philosophies of the team, and I think that Scott Linehan was a better caller of plays as it relates to running the ball. I'm going to give you some more time, man. I know the time that already escaped us, but I'm going to give you some more time. Go ahead.
Oh, my fault. I think, like, with Scott Linehan and Kellen Moore, obviously, I think Kellen Moore is probably, like, the better coordinator going into the future. But there's last year, they're still using the same play. Like, Kellen Moore put some twists on it, like, with the pre-snap motion and stuff, keeping up with, like, it was basically a modern-day Scott Linehan playbook.
True.
I mean, because Jason Garrett, it's Jason Garrett's playbook at the end of the day. Just like on Madden, it's his playbook. It's not Kellen Moore's playbook. He doesn't draw those plays. He just chooses them, and he can. I guess I assume he can edit them or make some changes to them. But basically, we were seeing the same plays that Scott Linehan was running, just called at different times with different flavors. You know what I mean?
Rearranging the furniture on the Titanic, basically. And that's what exactly happened. Yes, indeed.
Exactly. But that's all I had to say. I'm not trying to take up too much of your time.
No, man, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, man. I wish I have a way I can say the number in here so I can keep your name. But 202 G2 Wavy, man. Really appreciate you, fam. Salute.
No problem. You have a good night.
You as well. Good call from him, man. I'm giving him a war call, man. Good point too, man. Great explanations of everything. 903, what's good with it? 903, you're live.
This is Sparta!
Yeah, I had to give a war call to my last caller, man. But what's good, man? Talk to me.
Man, I just want to talk to. Well, first, my name's Jay. Man, I've been rocking with you, since the beginning.
When it was when it was like Law Nation TV or Law TV Talk, Law Talk Radio. That's what the name was.
Man, I remember when I think one of your pages on Facebook got hacked or something. And
wow.
I think you went to Law Nation 2 for a little bit, and I don't know if you switched back over, but man, I just wanted to touch on a couple of points. I want to touch on the roster.
Okay.
Talk about, who some guys you think that, can step up and make it, or, some guys that may get cut that we didn't expect. But I really think, man, that Worley we just got, I think Diggs is going to start. I also feel like I'd like to see Tyler Badass, man, come in and, get the starting job over Connor, both Connors, because, man, I don't know. When I look at Connor Williams, man, he just don't got it. We've had a couple of years of him, man, and he just gets bullied. I'd like to see what Connor McGovern could come in at the left guard position and see what he can do. I'd also like to see, just Tyler Badass, man. I feel like it's better to put a guy in who is comfortable and knows the position rather than, kind of investing in. I know McGovern played it too in college, they say. Maybe he started at like 16 games or something, or 14 games, something like that. I feel like it'd be better for Tyler Badass to go in and, man, just make an impact. I'm ready for us to get back to that, zone running team where, we're bullying people like 2014 days.
Yeah. Now, the efficiency in 2014 was pretty good with the quarterback, moving the ball. And they also did a lot of running for that to happen. I do know that even the efficiency level was there, but the yards wasn't there. I think that Tony Romo only had like 300 yards that year. But go ahead.
Right. Man, I also, man, I want to see I just want to talk about some formation changes, man. Okay. On the show earlier, you were talking about Odewale, just being the fullback. And, to me, he just does seem like he got it, man. And I know it's easy to be a couch coach, but, man, I'd like to see, some dual RB action, man. You put Zeke in sometimes at the fullback position and TP at the back. Because we all know Zeke can lay a hit.
Yeah, he played some fullback, and then he also played some slot stuff in college. So yeah. Yeah. So Zeke can lay a hit. So, man, we get into the red zone, and, you put Pollard in, you put Zeke in at fullback, and Dak, man, you don't know if we're going to QB power. You don't know if we're going to run that triple option. You could also run from that. Zeke got good hands. Pollard got good hands. I mean, I don't see why we don't try to get more. I guess you could say I'm ready. I'm happy with Jason Garrett being gone because I'm tired of a vanilla offense. Oh yeah. I mean, we did so much 12 personnel, with the 2 tight ends and the one running back, and what we wanted to see, like when you said personnel, I think that we see more 22, 20, or even 21 with the 2 back sets. And maybe we get exotic in a sense, whereas we can see some of those things out there where we can say, man, we didn't see this before,
Right.
Yeah. And I think that it's versatile in a sense, whereas instead of just having Ezekiel Elliott as the running back, you can line up in 20 personnel, and the feature back will be Tony Pollard, and you motion Ezekiel Elliott into the slot instead of all the way to the outside. It could be so many crazy things we can do like that.
Man, and we didn't take, the opportunity. But a lot of people forget, man, I know I may be running out of time, but a lot of people forget Mike McCarthy had Eddie Lacy and James Stark. So this guy knows something about running the football.
Yeah.
So I definitely am excited to see what Ezekiel Elliott, how he can flourish. And, man, I'm the biggest Dak Prescott supporter there is. So hate to hear, the hate against him. But, man, I think he's earned every penny of his contract.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be the Cowboys if we don't stretch things out, man. What else you got, man? What are the parting words you got for right now?
Man, really all I got left is just I really think Mike McCarthy's going to come in here and, change the culture like he said he was. And, man, really, that's all I got. I appreciate, time to be on the show.
Thank you so much, man. I'll give you a war chant in a few. Salute, bro.
Have a great one.
You as well. Good call from the 903, man. Calling in with the good stuff, man. First time caller. Hey, we rolling. Y'all want to go into some more overtime? You guys, you guys got the energy? Let me know. 509. What's on your mind? 509. Talk to me. Talk to me.
How doing? My name is America. I'm calling from state of Washington, though, but I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan.
Man, that's good. That's good right there, man. Appreciate you for calling in. Hey, turn your radio down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Turn it all the way down.
Okay. Can you, sir?
Yeah.
I have like three questions for you, though.
Mm-hmm. It's your flow. You got 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's all yours. I won't interrupt you.
Okay. The first one's, though, what do you think we're gonna do with Tony Pollard, though? How can we use him in our offense?
I think he's versatile in the sense you can put him in slot and you can make him the feature back at times. I think that it would be better to have him in the backfield and Ezekiel in the backfield at multiple times.
Okay. And my second question is that do you think we're gonna sign Jamal Adams, though? Because I hear there's a rumor that we looking to get him. Don't know if it's true. I don't want to get too excited, you know.
I don't think that it will happen anytime soon. I think that they will go the course of signing Dak Prescott first, wait this thing out with Jamal Adams, figure out how the season start off first, and if things don't go the way they want it to go, then they will re-interview that situation. But outside of that, I think that they really focus on the guys that they got.
And my last big question is that Prescott, like, is we gonna sign him? Are we gonna get a big contract? Because I heard he got offer $175 million for 5 years, 45 guaranteed. I don't know if that's true, if that's a rumor that's up, but I'm kind of getting excited for.
Go ahead.
I'm just kind of getting excited for him, you know, because he'll be the highest paid quarterback in the league, more than Tom Brady.
I think that the guaranteed numbers is what we need to look at, and if you take 35 times 5, you get 175. So that's what happened there. It's just the same news that was rehashed again in a different format, and by it being the Cowboys, everybody jumped on that, you know. But this is the thing. It's not the fact that he turned that deal down. It's not the fact that he accepted. It could be a situation where he countered, you know, and he might have said, okay, if you guys are going to give me the 5th year on this contract, can I get a little bit more guarantee? Or can we get the 4-year deals at this number, at 37? So that is what I believe what's going on, and there's no rush to it. They probably look at it and say, well, deadline make deals. We'll re-interview this, or we'll re-intervene this at July the 4th or July the 5th or 6th or what have you. And that's just a waiting game. That's what Jerry likes to do.
Yeah, it's just kind of scammy now, dude. We need him.
We need his butt out there picking up this offense, going through virtual training. I think that also COVID played a role in this, as well as the the death of his brother. I mean,
yes.
You really don't want to go into negotiation when somebody's grieving, you know, and saying, hey, man, can you call me? Let's go over this contract. And you're like, dog, you're not letting me grieve, you know? So that could be a situation, too.
And I called you, 6 times. And I finally got through on the 7th time, actually.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is for you all is I do have the teleconference number, whereas it'll keep everybody in queue, and it's a better way. For a massive phone call, especially when the volume is high or traffic is high. I will try to do that. But this number, you can also text me. So if you ever have an ideal or link to something, just shoot me a text at 682-214-4087. And when the season starts, we will have the conference number. It'll be a number you call and you'll type in the code. And that's what I used to do long time ago. But
okay.
But we'll do another way so you can stay in queue. So you
I don't
want
want to take up too much of your time though, but this out here.
This it, yeah. This is all year.
This. I see this every year, and I'm always get disappointed. But we have the best team ever with the best coaching staff, better than Jason Garrett ever did. I never liked him anyway, so I was cool.
Right.
No, I just don't like he spits and claps on the sideline all the time, and that's something I don't. But I ain't gonna take much of your time though. I
really do.
Okay, thank you, Love Nation.
Salute, bro.
Okay.
509. That was a good call, man, from him. Hey, he gonna get a war call for that one, man. Yeah, how y'all feel about the conference call? Y'all like that better?
This is Sparta!
Or you guys can still call it this way, you know. I'm gonna keep the phone lines open for right here. 682-214-4087 is the number, and just speak your mind. Let's get this thing going. My dog Jay Reese, man, what you doing still up, man? What are you talking about? He's saying that Dak Prescott came out with a statement. If they can't afford me, they need to send me to a team that can. I think that's more so of he said leak recording. You know, people send me text messages all the time. I think that it's more of a farce, man. I don't think that Dak Prescott even talking those factors. If they can't afford me, then they need to send me to a team that can. Dak Prescott on the leaked recording conversation. I would love to hear that recording conversation. Jerry Reese, man, if you got that recording conversation, send it over to me. He was pretty much saying that Dak Prescott have a leaked conversation with Jerry Jones saying, or a leaked conversation with somebody saying, if they can't afford me, then send me to a team that can. I just don't think, and I heard some people say, what about Dak Prescott and gone, and what about Andy Dalton and a Jamal Adams? Would you guys do that opposed to a Dak Prescott? Because you can't have the three there, you know. Let me know if you guys feel any of that, because me personally, I just don't think that Andy Dalton day one would be a person that can look at this team and say, okay, I automatic got chemistry with Coop. I automatic got chemistry with 870. What's good? I automatic got chemistry with Michael Gallup. So there's so many loose ends on this thing. Talk to me, man.
Oh, Lord, how you doing?
Man, shoot, your voice deeper than mine, man. What's good with you, man?
Yeah, I'm a long-time listener, man. I actually go back to the Ice Bowl, so, I've been around for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, but what I was calling about is I just think we should really work on getting our special teams together, because we have a great offense. And the way I see it, we shouldn't have to be going the length of the field to try to score. We can get it around the 40 or 50 or something like that. We could put more points on the board, It's something we really need to do,
I've seen a team, what's this guy's name? Is it Desmond Howard? You remember him for the Green Bay?
Yes.
Since you go all the way back, well, that's not all the way back, but that's back further enough. Yeah. Special teams played a major role for them to win that Super Bowl, right? Or for them to get in good graces to get to the Super Bowl, flipping the field, And
right.
The one Super Bowl, well, let me say it this way, the one playoff victory that Dak Prescott secured was because we had a guy named Tavion. That's what Jerry Wayne called him. Tavon Austin in that Seattle Seahawks game. He flipped the field 2 times, I believe. And playing on a short field you know, it's a different story starting all the way back at the 80, you know, or close to your own yard line if it's a punt, you know, starting at the 10. So I think that Bone Fossil looking at this thing and saying, okay, how can I improve this team in every factor? You know.
Right. We know we definitely need that. That way it keeps the strain off, you know, and that way, you know, I think being aggressive with the type of corners we have in the coaching is going to help in that regard too. So it's just, you know, you listen to all the pundits and they acting like we have the same coaching staff. This is the new year, you know, and it's just I don't know, man. There's so much hate out there, but that's part of being America's team, you know.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
I mean, just like we, the collective fans, are used to the Jason Garrett way, used to the Jason Garrett drafting, used to the Jason Garrett philosophies and beyond. I think the media is as well, you know. I think they are used to the Cowboys just being all hyped up and talked about, and this is what they just used to seeing. So that's what they, I guess, result to saying to themselves, the Cowboys are just the same old Cowboys.
Right. And you know, I just want to say this too before I get off, is the fact that after all the years, I know there may be other people may feel different, but I've watched them for a number of years, and to me, these first three receivers we have now, I actually think they're the best I've seen. You know, three receivers like this we've ever had, I believe, because they both have so many things to offer, you know, and that's murderous row trying to go against those three guys and then have Zeke in the backfield or either Pollard, or you have a variety of formations or different things you can do. But when you go 11 personnel, that's really going to be rough, you know, really going to be very hard to stop, you know.
Yeah, I think the 11 personnel and just being able to have now the tight end that can vertically stretch this thing out. I recall the Saints game, you know, Jarwin, the big play in that game, stretch the defense out because he can vertically run the inside route runs there, because they know for sure that they were rolling coverage on Amari Cooper's side. That was what they were doing all game, and I was sitting there saying, just as a guy who played the sport, look, let's continue to attack that part of the field, but we didn't.
And that's true. I mean, you know, and if you look at Jarwin, of course, you know, Giants aren't great, but he owns the Giants. He I mean, on average, he usually have at least 2 touchdowns against them each time they play, things like, you know. Right. And they don't have an answer for him. But yeah, if they allow him to do like you say there, you know, and I mean, it won't be much doubling because, you know, you have to pick your poison now, you know. Right.
You do. You got to really pick your poison. And if you're going to roll coverage one way, you got to understand that there's going to be one-on-one onto the outside the other way. And that's why Gallup ate. And that's why even Cobb ate last year. It's just that he didn't capitalize on a lot of things because of rust factor. He was coming off of an injury, for crying out loud. People was already saying that he's washed, and he resurrected his career basically with the Dallas Cowboys.
And you know, if he got some bad calls too on him there, because I mean, I saw those, man. I said, nah, that's just ridiculous. How they let that go by like that? You know, it's just funny. Yeah. But anyway, look, I want to allow some of the others to get on the line, but I appreciate you taking my call. Okay, thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in to the nation, man. Salute, bro.
Salute.
Good call from the 870. I like when people jump in, speak their mind, speak what they got on their heart and chest, and that is what this thing is all about, right? Speaking your mind. And I think that this team is new. It's a new flavor. It's a new feel. I know a lot of people gonna say, "Law, no. It's still got Jerry out there." But this year we seen Jerry with some constraints. We seen Jerry not being everywhere, and of course you can blame it on the factor of what we got going on in this country. But I just think that this team is a whole lot better. 501, you're live. You're live on the Nation 501.
What's going on, Law, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed, man. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
I just want to switch it up a little bit, man. I just want to ask you about the division opponent. It's, the Redskins, Giants, and the Eagles. Out of those three teams, which one do you think, has improved the most?
The team that improved the most to me is the Washington team. I think that they got they solidified their defense. They got a better coach. I think that coach is a hard-nosed guy. He's going to bring a lot to the table as relates to that. And they can do this other factor. They can run the ball. Now, if that running back can stay healthy, I'm talking about Geis, if he can stay healthy, and I think they got the other guy named Love. I think that team is going to surprise a lot of people. I think they are. I just got to, if they can figure out the quarterback over there in Washington land, they may be the team that we have to worry about.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. They got Super Bowl contending coach, I guess you could say. And another thing, what do you think about Dalton Schultz as far as being the third tight end? Are we keeping him, or are we going to try to just run with the Bell brothers, the Blake brothers?
I think the Belldozer, he's going to be the second tight end, of course. I think Jarwin is going to solidify himself as the first or the number one tight end. And Schultz, all through training camp last year, everybody, we had a guy named Cody. His name was Cody. I want to say McIntyre.
He wore like 88 or something like that.
He wore 84. No, he wore 84. He wore 84.
Okay.
Y'all help me out, man. He showed he showed up in training camp. He did play better, but they played the politics game. They got him up out of there, and I just think that Schultz may be on the thinnest sheet of ice.
Right. Like I said, it goes. To me, he still hasn't got any stronger. You know what I mean? As far as blocking and things like that. He's going on fourth year. Like, man, you still ain't improved to me. You can get upfield, but as far as blocking, you got to improve on that, man, so we could open up those lanes.
He's a good blocker, though. He's a good blocker, and got decent hands, but he's very slow, and his hips not that great. So we'll figure out what Schultz would do, though.
Yeah. Like I say, man, I was just calling, chiming in, because everybody pretty much asked all the questions I wanted. I was just trying to see if you don't answer the phone.
Yeah, I got to. Yeah. McElroy, that's his name. Cody McElroy, as David Jenkins was saying.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's his name. Right. And charge it to my head. Appreciate you. Thank you for calling in, though, fam.
All right, no problem. I'll get back to work now.
All right, salute. That's a good call from the 501 on his night job or morning job, calling in to the Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Look, this may be a common thing that I do on Friday nights, man. Just call you, pull up these tapes and go over some old film and just do some things like this, at night, why people are sleeping, right? Yeah. 682-214-4087. I'll put the number. Somebody actually, what's the number, Law? You can text this number. You can call this number at any time, and hopefully 601 was good. You're live, 601.
Yo, what's up, Law?
What's good with you, man? Talk to me.
Man, I've been listening to your show, and just want to know
just want to let you know that y'all doing a good job and stuff, man. And I really like the content that you bringing and stuff like that. But what I call to get out my chest is really talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Mississippi.
What part of Mississippi?
Oh, I'm from Forest, Mississippi.
Forest, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Okay, good old Dr. Longmire, right?
Yeah,
the late great Dr. Longmire, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm calling because, like, what I don't understand is everybody be tripping about paying Dak Prescott and talking about that we should move on and use Andy Dalton. But what I don't understand is if we play Andy Dalton, and let's say that we go to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl,
right?
Is we gonna really want to pay Andy Dalton $40 million next year? Like, come on now, these people, like, they ain't even thinking about stuff like that, man. This man is on a 1-year deal as the backup, $3 million now, and you want to put him in and risk losing the man that's been there, putting in the work. I don't get it, Law. I really don't.
The craziest thing of it all is that it's an old wait and see factor. And Andy Dalton, he is a guy that I can say he's not a Brandon Whedon, you know, and he's not a Matt Castle. Nevertheless, he's not one of those top tier quarterbacks. He's not like a Matthew Stafford nor a Ryan, whatever the guy, Matt Ryan over there in Atlanta land, you know. So, and his arm, people fail to realize his arm is not what it used to be. It's not, when I look at his film, those out patterns, that's the reason why he had 3 pick sixes, you know, last season.
Exactly.
Because he can't get that ball out to the edge there. So, it's going to be things like that, whereas you will say to yourself, yes, you can say this and that. He never played on a team like the Dallas Cowboys, but the lights are bright. This is going to be, 5 primetime games. It's going to be a situation where he got to acclimate himself with Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Jarwin, even the center exchange from the center to the quarterback. There's a lot of things that he got on his table. You know, there's a lot of stuff that he got to digest.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And they want to just give all it up for something that you know could be the sure thing next year.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak been on the rise since he got to the league.
Yeah. He's been, every year he improved in some category, and every year, you know, he became better in certain factors too. So it's I hate to say it though, but it's a crazy situation for the Cowboys to be in. But I think that they will.
You know, I know everything. You know, everything got to come together. You know what I'm saying? And like, but I think we on a good path. I think everything gonna come together and everything gonna click.
No, certainly, man. I do feel the same way. From the 601 in this house, man.
I appreciate you, Law, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Brother.
Yes, indeed. Salute, bro.
All right, bro.
Yeah, what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. 601. I'm gonna give him a war call, man. I appreciate when you guys call in. Always a pleasure, always a plus, man. Especially those.
This is Sparta!
Especially those from Mississippi, baby. 972, call in. Let's see. I hope this is you. 972. What's new? Talk to me. 972 is you.
Yo.
Talk to me. Yeah, you're live.
Hey, Law, answer the phone. What's up, Law?
Yeah, what's good with you, man? Talk to me.
All right, I just want to talk about this Dak contract, man. You think he deserves 45 in the last 5 years of the contract? 45 mil?
Yeah, but that's been something that was thrown out was false. But if you break down the numbers, it would have been average out at 37 a year, and that's where the direction is going for all of the quarterbacks, believe it or not.
What do you think? What do you think if we let Dak go? We sign a Cam Newton. We get a Jamal Adams. You know what I'm saying? We just let Dak go. Now, I'm gonna hang up now and see what you want to think, but let Dak go and just see if we pick up a Cam Newton or just see where it goes.
And that's playing with monopoly money, though. You know, just playing with false hopes, because we know what we got out of Dak Prescott every year since 2016. I know I sound like a Dak Prescott apologist, but you know, the facts are the facts. You're gonna let a quarterback go that's 40-24 for Cam Newton, and every year Dak Prescott played in the National Football League, he beat Cam Newton out in stats and statistics alone. So it's one of those things whereas we will have to say to ourselves, why play Russian roulette? Cam Newton could be everything. Cam Newton could be the guy that could be like the Joe Montana of the Dallas Cowboys. But the reality of it is that it's so far away from that. And when I look at it like this too, when you talk about Cam, the day he walk in with that Medea outfit, Texas is going to eat him alive. He can't walk around Texas with Medea outfit. but that's a story of a different day. You see, I love Cam. I love what he brings to the table, but not for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if we want to go with the situation of looking and trying to say, okay, we're going to pinch our tent on Andy Dalton, I can feel where fans are coming from on that. Nevertheless, you don't know how he's going to perform in primetime games. It's so many things that can go wrong with that. What if Andy is John Kitna, for the Dallas Cowboys? What if he turned into a Kyle Orton, for the Dallas Cowboys? I recall a lot of Cowboys fans saying, hey, John Kitna is better than Tony. Oh, Kyle Orton is better than Tony. So there's so many things that can go south with that. And I just don't want my quarterback that's went 40-24 with Jason Garrett as their head coach. So I was listening to Vash Lombardi's show, and I think it was a couple of weeks ago that he said he asked this question. Either you think that Jason Garrett was a brilliant head coach for them to go 40-24, or you think Dak Prescott is trash, or you think Dak Prescott is a brilliant player and Jason Garrett was trash. It can't be both. It can't be both. 40-24. That's just the situation at hand. I'm going to open up the phone lines again, but I just had to put that out there though, I just had to put that out there. But I love the call. I love objectivity. I don't think that we all should think alike. I don't think that we all should love the same type of ice cream or the same cooking. I just believe that we all have unique opinions. But nevertheless, facts are facts. 480. What do you know? Talk to me, 480.
Law.
Yeah, turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. What's good, man?
I went in another room.
You good, bro? You good, bro?
All right, hey. Last dude was straight. Not to be mean or nothing, but he don't know what the hell he's talking about. Let go of Dak. Come on, man. Were you crazy?
Yeah.
We'll be rebuilding again, right? I mean,
right.
What the hell? Like you said, Law, what you say we're going to be playing with what, Monopoly money?
Monopoly.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That's straight ludicrous, bro. Pay that man. That man's been getting better every year.
Every year, Law.
Every year. And improve.
Every year, man. This man has been getting better, man. Shut my door. They going, please, I'm on the phone, son. Every year, Law. Man, what is wrong with our fans, bro? Like, come on, 45? Shit, pay him 48, 49. He deserves it. They don't know by the end of the time. Okay, what, 5 years, Law? He won 45 the fifth year, supposedly. We don't even know if that's true, man, but the cap goes up. But hell, by 5 years, how much the cap will be in what?
I remember people losing their minds when Carr signed a $25 million contract. Remember that? It was like, man, that brother getting paid. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers was like, he didn't pitch a tent. He just said, you know what? I'm finna really get paid. When they paid him 25, I'm finna get paid some
paper. Let me show you how to do it. Aaron was sitting in the cut, man, be like, I'm gonna show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Oh, man, I appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your content, man. You, the youngster with the light-skinned dude, I forget his name all the damn.
Skywalker Steel with the new field.
Man. Yeah, love y'all content, man. And the other brother, too.
Big Game James.
Donation.
Yeah, donation.
Yeah, Mr. Donation, man. Yeah. But I called in last time, man, and every time I check you out, Law, I really look at you, man, and you be on TikTok doing that fame, man. I'm the one that said fame.
Fame. That's what a lot of people sounded like, man. They looking for fortune and fame. You know, they stuck in this game.
They are, man. They are, man. Well, you have a good weekend, Law, man. Salute, brother. Take care, man, and I'll keep watching, brother.
Salute, bro. Salute.
Go Cowboys, baby.
Yes, indeed. All day, every day. Salute.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
That's a good call, man. Good call. Fame, one thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain, we stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. 209, what's good?
Got it.
You got me, dog. You live. Turn your radio down. What's good? What's on your mind?
Hi, Law. How you doing? This is first time caller.
You good, man? I see now, since everybody calling in, I definitely gonna have to start turning on the conference call so you guys can keep your place in line and everything.
Oh, that sounds great, man. Sounds great. Love the show, man. You guys are doing a great job.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. So what you got for the show?
I want to touch on a couple things. I don't think that this team will be held back no more in any situation on all three phases of the game. Give you a perfect point. You go back to 2016. Ezekiel Elliott was the most dangerous thing that any team that did not want to face.
True.
Now, Ezekiel should have broke Eric Dickerson's record that year.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually held back. 3 of those games, he basically left about 400 yards out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jason Witten should have been gone 2-3 years ago.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Should have been gone. Jake Blobin would be a much even better tight end right now.
Yeah.
So throughout that 16 season, that was the window right there to go deep into the playoffs. It didn't happen because they were basically held back. There was so much talent on that team that did not even get a chance to even see the field. But with Mike McCarthy there now, there's not going to be no talent sitting on the sideline. It's going to be played. So this is going to be a much better team going to play to win, not to lose at all. And those 4th and 1 situations when you're in the red zone, Mike McCarthy is not going to be punting the ball. He's not going to be field goal. He's going to be trying to score. That's going to be a huge difference. Blake Jarwin is going to be a key factor this year because when your tight end is basically can do the things that he should be able to do, it's going to be hard to stop an offense. They got a good tight end that can stretch the field.
It's going to be very hard. Yeah.
it's going to be very, very hard to do that, Law. And I just don't see this team playing to lose. Because that's how I look at it. They playing to lose. We shouldn't play down to the level of any team. We should be playing up to our level. And with a whole different philosophy, and in the locker room is going to be eventually it's going to be to a point where it's going to be family, and everything going to be tight knit in there, to where you're not going to have leaks and all these things that are going on there with Jason Garrett, and where players basically, to me, they quit on him.
Yeah,
they quit on him.
Message got old, man. That was an old message, you know.
Yes. And now you got a new message where you got a coach now that sit back and basically analyze himself and what he could be better at. And that makes a difference right there. You know, realize that, you know, there are things he could have done better when he was coaching Green Bay and took a year off and self-examine himself, what he can do better at. And how many coaches even do that to themselves, analyze themselves, take inventory of himself. And here we are at a standstill. Now the window is open again. The opportunity to go deep and just revamp this team in an era. And I can't look back at the 90s and the 70s because those were great teams then. But what they can do now.
Most certainly, man. You utilized them 4 minutes to preach to the nation, man. I love it, man. I love it. The reason why I didn't want to interject or anything, because you speaking nothing but fire and speaking the truth about the revamping, the going back and doing the self-inventory of said self, and you learn more from your failures than your success.
You sure do.
You learn more from it.
You sure do.
And that's my battle cry for McCarthy. And being able to identify that is more important than anything. And I think it was another show that I was on, and I think a caller called in, and I said the reason why I put some respect on Travis Frederick over Jason Witten, because he realized and he understood that, hey, the game has passed me by. I'm not playing at the level that I should be playing at. So I retired. I'm not going to just be a placeholder or taking up time and space from somebody. No.
Right.
I'm going to let somebody else eat, and I'm going to enjoy my family. Jason.
Yes.
Whole different story.
Both of them. Right.
Actually, both of them. Jason Garrett should have known, and if he said that he played for this storied franchise, now he coaching this storied franchise, he should have been like, you know what, these shoes are too big for me to fill. You're
right.
This food is too much for me to eat, and that's what Mike McCarthy did. He looked at it and said, man, I can't take this thing on by myself. I'm going to go out and call my contemporaries, Tom Sula, Mike Nolan. I'm going to bring in some dogs that I know for sure they can make an impact of the game. I'm going to go out there and not just get any special teams coach. I'm going to get the best special team coach. There's no salary cap to coaching,
Right.
So he said, look, Jerry, you want this? Let me go out and get the best. Let me bring in the assistant coach. What's this guy named? Ron Davis?
Yes.
To handle the locker room. I can't identify with the Tyrones in this locker room, if you know what I'm saying. I can't identify with all of them. I can't speak their language. I can't communicate with them on certain things. Let me bring in a dog that can identify with the communities and things like that. And not just anybody, but let me just bring in a guy that rolled some dice before, that can come down here in Dallas and go out there in Oak Cliff, and pull somebody out of the certain spots out that way, That's what he did. He looked at everything. We haven't even played a game yet, and it's already different. It's a different vibe, a different feeling.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a big difference. You're going to see overall the two factors that has been missing the last 2 years is going to be discipline and accountability.
Accountability, yeah. and wise
It's
enough
going
to
to be
say
there on all phases.
Yeah, on all phases, and wise enough to say, hey, I'm gonna keep some of the stuff that was already here. It'd be foolish of me to get rid of Kellen Moore. Let me just keep him along and see what I can squeeze out of him, see what he really what he knows, kind of like chin check him a little bit, make sure that he ain't perpetrating. Let me charge him up a little bit for what they say out here, Let me see if he really knows something. Give me that grip right quick, And that's what he did with Kellen Moore. Call him into that office. Give me a handshake, bro. Let me see if let me see if you've been through the fire. Let me see if you pledge, And that's what he did with Kellen Moore, And everybody on the defensive side of the ball, they gone. It's only Leon
right
Lett,
to just cut everybody. Everybody. And coming in with guys that he knows is proven that's going to get the job done. Not hold these players back, but coach them up to want to win.
Yeah.
Show your talent. Showcase it. You say you have it, prove it. You're going to put you out there.
Yes, indeed, man. Good stuff, man.
I thank you all for the time, man. You guys you and Big James and Skywalker, man, you guys are on something huge here.
Oh, my goodness, man.
You're something huge because I'm from Cali. I'm from Stockton, and there's a huge fan base of the Cowboys up here in Central Valley.
Oh, wow.
And it's very huge. And you're on something because y'all doing uncut and raw. There's no scripts behind it, and people love that. They love it.
We try to be authentic and so that people can identify with what we talking about. And wait for next week's show. Man, you guys, man, it's going to be crazy. We bringing in another legend, man. Well, for the Cowboys legend, we bringing him in. So.
Oh, yeah. I actually watched you guys with Darren Woodson and see when we miss him defense, and I'm going to let go after this here. We miss on defense that mentality that Woodson and Roy Williams had. Those guys hit.
Mm-hmm.
Offenses was afraid of those guys when you knew that if you're going to get hit. Roy Williams and Darren Woodson was a huge threat to any offense.
Mm-hmm.
They were always around the ball. They always reaping havoc of causing fumbles or interceptions, one or the other.
Oh yeah.
And we haven't seen that in years.
Yeah.
Not on the safety side, not on that defensive side where we just that aggressiveness right there. I'm going to go, Law. I appreciate you. Love the show, and I will be watching this Tuesday for sure.
Most certainly, man. Salute, bro.
Salute.
Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about. Got to get him a war call, man.
This is Sparta!
Yeah, it's a good call right there. Let me read some of the super chats before I answer the next caller there. Just hold tight. Don't call right now. I don't have no way to put you guys on hold. So, B Bird, man, really appreciate you for making the $2 holler. As my dog Big Game James would say, stand alone complex. Sparta, really appreciate you for dropping 5 in the super chat. Young Wilson over there in Hawaii, man, really appreciate you. D Lunatic, thank you for being a sponsor of the show today. Young Wilson again for the $9.99 for your mind. Jake the Great and Adrian Matthews and also CGW6253 Wilson for both of you guys for joining the membership squad. And for those who join the membership squad, go to my communities tab. In the communities tab, that is where you can go and find unseen videos like behind the scene. We got a behind the scene groove of me, Big Game James, Skywalker Steele, and Darren Woodson. We got some behind the scene actions. So for those who are part of the membership, you can get there and it will give you a unique, personalized icon right beside your name. Kind of like what Rodney Ellis got and Robin got is in the chat box there. You get those personalized icons that's right beside your name. And don't that star look good? Look at Robin's name that's on my YouTube page. That star look good. And then when you graduate, you get other things, and then also you get like a helmet like Rodney got. So we try to keep everything Cowboys over here. You know how that go. And that's just how it is, man. Roy Williams, 31, was a hitter. Yes, card. Yes, he was a hitter, and probably can still hit. That big old head of his, you just run right in there and knock over everything, right? Rico, hit that join membership is in the tab or it's in the chat there. Just hit that link there. It should take you to where it says join. Membership starts off at 99 pennies. I know you guys know somebody, uncle, auntie, a couch cushion that you can find 99 pennies in to make that donation to help grow the nation. And it comes out of the account once a month, and you can cancel it at any time. So you're not held to a contract. But somebody, if you want to sign up for a 5-year contract or a 4-year contract with the nation, go ahead and do that, Boy, we accept all of the kinds of coins. As my dog would say, donation for the nation. And just to start that off, man, if we kick the phone lines back open, we started the donation. I think when me and Big Game James was live one time, many moons ago, we were talking about, this movie called Coming to America, and we was trying to look for that clip to put that clip in when people made donations, because you remember the dude put the chicken bone in the collection plate and he was like, donation, this is not a trash can, fool. So that's what we was looking for, but we never found that clip that we can put inside the video. But we just said we were just gonna say it ourselves, and ever since then it's been with us, donation. It's just that my dog Big Game James, he get very animated with his, and I love it because you can feel every flavor of his passion. Because when you think about it, Big Game James, he's way in Ohio, for crying out loud. And he got to have enough donations and enough stuff to put into place so he can get back over here at Texas land. Can you imagine you put two of us in the same place at the same time? Boy. And then Sky, he's a young phenom. I mean, we growing, and we just saw what Joe Rogan got, right? Y'all saw, I'm not saying that we Joe Rogan, but man, if I can get a piece of what Joe Rogan got, man, I'll be all right. Me, all of us, Underground Network YouTubers, man, we'll be all right. Spotify, hit us up, man. y'all can pay us some crumbs. We get some crumbs from that, Let me open up this phone line, man, so y'all can speak y'all mind. 682-214-4087 is the magic number to speak your mind. That's the hotline. Let's get it going, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Y'all got the energy? Y'all let me know if y'all ready to go to sleep. Y'all let me know. I can shut this thing off. Carlos, what's good with you, man? Bob, heck, man, you holding it down over there on the Facebook groove. I mean, you commented. Lance Bell over there. Y'all still open and up over there. Starboy C Payne. That's a cold name, man. That all rhymes. Let me see if we got Joyce. All of y'all that's on the Facebook situation. Everybody, man. And y'all hit up West Coast and Boss Cowboy and who else? All of those boys that do this Facebook group. Ron Smith, I see you. Shout out to you. Who else we got? Man, Tony. Adrian, I see you. Scott Johnson, all of y'all that's on the Facebook, man. Really appreciate y'all. Let me give some love and shout outs to the people that's over here on the Facebook. The YouTube group, My Cowboys Family. Yes, indeed. Shout out to them. Y'all check them out. Y'all follow their page, their content. Shout out to them. King J, Rico, FR. Really appreciate you. Gaming. I was on that day, Law. 100. Yes, indeed. Cowboys fan 91. You the one. Really appreciate you. Stand alone complex with the fire emojis. All good. Card. Go Cowboys, baby. Yeah, it's always go Cowboys. Yes, indeed. This is what I love. It is 2:00 right now. 2:00 in the morning. Because I know some people going to watch this on the rewind. I want to say this. Boy, when it was Friday back in the days, about 15 years ago, your brother from another mother, no other, maybe 17 years ago, would be out. We would have a setup. Shout out to Paradise for those that's out there in Natchez. Shout out to, all of those clubs that's down their way, man. We would be out right now. Give me the setup, For those who out there know the setup, let me know. And we would be chilling right now. We would still be on the groove. Yeah, they be playing all type of crumb music right about now. Let me see if they be playing this type of music, man. Well, we won't be dancing to it, but yeah. We be crunk. We be crunk. And we will tell them, hey, Derek, King J. Ain't no party like a cowboy party, 'cause a cowboy party don't stop. Yeah. Why don't you send 2 drinks over there to Cassandra? Matter of fact, make it 3 for Kamika. Yeah. Standalone complex. Let me see them fires, boy. Yeah. Watch this fire. Yeah. Brock Marion, Darian Woodson. Yeah. Cram. All right. Where I get that cram from is Tony Baker on Instagram. He does this voiceover over like anything, commentary. And he got this series, it's just cram, and trust me, it's the funniest thing of all. Go to his Instagram page, man, and check out Tony Baker. That's where we get that cram from. All right, we got another caller here, 956. You in the mix. Talk to me, 956.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man, it's all good in the neighborhood. How you feel about this team? How you feel about everything? What's on your mind, your mental, your heart, and soul, and in you?
Long-time Dallas Cowboy fan and first-time caller.
First-time caller, long-time Dallas Cowboys fan. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been looking at I saw some stats on for the team this past season. Mm-hmm. Prescott had 8 touchdowns and 8 interceptions against playoff teams, and 22 touchdowns and 3 interceptions against non-playoff teams. And record was 1-6 against playoff teams and 7-2 against non-playoff teams. That deserving of a big-time contract.
So that's against playoff teams is the teams that Dak Prescott struggled with, right?
Yes.
Now, for objectivity, did you look up those stats for all of the other 31 other quarterbacks against playoff teams? Or that's only relegated upon? Yeah.
My only concern was Dak.
Your only concern was
and
Dak.
The Cowboys.
Yeah. And the Cowboys, of course. Yeah. What was the final score on those stats? Or was it just the turnovers and that was it?
Yeah, that was just that's what that's what I found. I didn't really get into in-depth detail, but what is the issue with him struggling? To me, it seems like he was struggling with the playoff teams where he didn't perform as expected against the playoff teams, and he performed a hell of a lot better with the non-playoff teams. But
what I'm trying to say is that is good stats. That is some good stats as it relates to exposing or highlighting something. And my thing is with those type of stats, It's only relegated upon what 2019, right? It doesn't speak
Yeah,
on. It doesn't speak
past
on
season.
18. It doesn't speak on 17 and 16.
No, that's past season.
Yeah.
Just past season.
Yeah, it's just it's only this
But
past season.
remember, they were with the NFL or whatever. They picked them to be a top tier team because of the talent that they had on the team.
Yeah. Well, I can say this: the four. I'm gonna give you some extra time since we're gonna go on this one. The 4 teams that we lost to, and that's the 4 teams out of the 8 because I think that they were a playoff team. The Saints made it to the playoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Patriots made it to the playoff. That's correct.
They should have won that game.
Right. I'm just trying to bring everything home. Who else?
And the
Who else?
Eagles.
The Minnesota Vikings. They made it to the playoff, right?
And the Eagles.
And the
unfortunately.
Eagles. Yeah, cry, Eagles, cry. All right, so they are all playoff teams. There's 5 teams there. All right, so let me break down the Saints game if you have time. The Saints game. There was and this is not me trying to be cheerleading for Dak Prescott. Y'all can step in the comment box, but I just want to be able to put some objectivity to that stat line there. Was Dak Prescott the reason why they lost that Saints game?
I have no idea.
All right, so let me just, and I'm going off of my mental. I don't have any notes in front of me, but I do know that Witten, he fumbled the ball in that game. It was a drive killer. They was moving the ball down the field. That was a fumble. I do know that there was 2 PI calls, pass interference that was never called before against Mari Cooper, but it was offensive pass interference. That was a drive killer. It was a first down play. They moved the ball. They got to the middle of the field, and it basically forces them to lose 15 yards swing, and they punted that ball off of that series. Another series where Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, had his elbow on the ground, inside the ground. They called fumble, and the ball picked up, and Bell ran it good ways down the field and gave the Saints good field positioning, and they scored off of that. The final score of that game, you remember that? We was mad and upset, but somehow I think the kicker missed the kick that game as well. And it was a situation where we lost 10-12. We didn't do enough in that game.
It was field goals against the touchdowns or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Our kicker could have won the game, but he didn't.
Yeah. So, all right. So that makes that number of Dak Prescott's stats obscured in a sense, but nevertheless, we can go to the next game, the Patriots game, the monsoon game, the rain pouring everywhere game. I will say this: Ezekiel Elliott was averaging over 5 yards per carry. There was a big play. There was a pivotal play during that game as well. And it wasn't due with a fumble, but it was a block kick that put the Patriots in good field positioning. And they scored on the very next play to a fade ball to against our number 1 cornerback, number 31, to N'Keal Harry, whatever that guy's name. I don't think that Dak Prescott lose that game if we don't get if we don't get that block fumble, kick, whatever you want to call it. And I think if this game, if the coaching staff stayed true to what the nature of that game, the monsoon, the rain pouring everywhere, I think that they should have ran the rock more and punched it in those factors.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of stats here and there, speculation here and there. Should have done, could have done, would have.
Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda, and just for the flip side, there were some games that we won that we shouldn't have won. That Dak Prescott get all of the credit. So it's crazy, but I just always want to bring in some objectivity to it. But that is a good stat line, though. That's a good stat line.
I have The last Philadelphia game.
The last
God,
Philadelphia game.
Didn't they look like just saying, the hell with Jason Garrett, we're just going to lay an egg.
In hindsight, it was always 2020. In hindsight, we can say, dog, we glad that we lost that game, But in reality, we was pissed off that we lost that game because of the simple fact we could have went to the playoff. But now that we look at it, we can say, man, it's good that we lost the game because now Jerry Jones got the reality check and he fired his son.
Yeah, true. True.
He fired his son and we got CD.
That game was winnable. I mean, it was, come on,
Yeah. The game was a winnable game.
Well, I mean, I didn't see a lot of effort, although the game was very winnable. Shit, it was they lost 9 or 13-7 or something like that. I don't recall.
No, yeah. It was like I think what was the final score of that Saints game? Well, not Saints game. The final score of the Eagles game was 17 to 9 or something. Y'all help me out in the chat box, man. Y'all help me out. The Eagles won fair and square, by the way, because I don't want Eagles fans to say, "Well, law is just pandering,"
Yeah, but it was very winnable for the Cowboys.
Let me throw this out here. There were 5 drops by the wide receivers on the Dallas Cowboys end. There were 2 very known missed pass by Dak Prescott. I'm meaning that Tavon Austin would have had to have a ladder to catch the ball on one of them in a rocket ship to get the ball on the other one. And there was a fumble on our side of the 20 because Ezekiel Elliott tapped his helmet to get out of the game. And they put in Tony Pollard. It was a 3rd-and-1 play. You would think that we would call timeout. It's a crucial down. It's a pivotal moment. You would think that a true coaching staff would look at that and say, okay, let's not let a rookie run that ball in that factor. Let's call timeout. But they played it safe and they kicked the field goal. And instead, they didn't even get the chance to kick the field goal because it was a fumble and it was a turnovers on down. Another situation happened with the defense. Xavier Woods had the ball right in his hand. Carson Wentz basically gave him the ball, and he dropped it. It would have been a quick pick six, but he dropped it. A few plays later, on a different drive, Carson Wentz actually fumbled the ball. Robert Quinn got to him, and the Cowboys just looking at the ball saying, okay, that's the football on the ground. Let's just take a look at it. And Carson Wentz said, okay, I'll jump on it then. So I'm not trying to make excuses for the Cowboys, but we didn't come to play that day.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole, I guess, in your sense, is the whole team. Not just Dak or Zeke or whatever. It's the whole team.
Yeah, it's the whole team. But the narrative would be that you got a quarterback that can't win you those games, And I can feel what people will say, and that's just with everything in life. You will always have that type of objective, I guess, something that you got to climb over. And there's many quarterbacks that had to go through that same gauntlet.
As Troy Aikman did, because I remember he was 1 in
15 without Emmett.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm a pro Dallas all the time. And whoever's quarterback, I'm all for him. I just hope Dak climbs that ladder and says, this is my team. This is what I got to do, and I got to take care of it.
Yeah.
Whether I get paid or not,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just thinking, or regardless, because I think with Jason Garrett, I thought he was a good coach to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't seem to enthuse the team enough to give him enough, to be out there and and compete against the elite teams.
Yeah.
Hopefully, McCarthy has a different aspiration, for the team, and kind of liven them up and say, hey, we got to win the tough games against the elite teams, and certainly win against the lower tier teams for sure. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like with Jason Garrett, it didn't seem that fire was there, and I think that Prescott kind of fell into that.
Well, it's a combination of multiple things. Just like I've seen my dog over here, Uncle Drew. He's in the chat box. He's a diehard Eagles fan, and he said, "Hey, you just making excuses for Dak Prescott. Carson Wentz outplayed Dak Prescott in that game. But if you look at the efficiency level, you can say that in factors. But if our defensive back Xavier Woods picked that ball off, then that's a different story. If they fall on the ball, I'm talking about the Cowboys, fall on the ball of that fumble, that's a different story. And on top of that, the way that they crafted the team, the Eagles, they didn't need to use their wide receivers. They utilized the 2 tight end set. They had Zach Ertz out, for crying out loud, but Dallas Goedert. You know the first touchdown on that play, on that game, the Eagles, Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles. Guess who scored the first touchdown?
Was it Gallup?
No, Dallas Goedert. He scored the first touchdown. You want me to tell you who was guarding him?
Oh. Who was what?
Who was guarding Dallas Goedert, who scored their first touchdown of the Eagles game?
Oh gosh, you got me, but I don't recall.
It was Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. So I want people to understand, if you give me that matchup every day, and you don't need any wide receivers. You don't need any wide receivers. Give me that matchup, the stupidity of the Dallas Cowboys of not flexing one of the taller cornerbacks on, dare I say, Dallas Goedert is stupid. To me personally, the defense lost that game for us too, because on one of the bigger plays of the game, you would think that you would put a Byron Jones on the Dallas Goedert, meaning that they don't have anybody else out there as wide receivers. They show everybody where they was going with the ball. On top of that, the only pass that was thrown onto the outside was to a wide receiver, number 84, for a big chunk play. And it was a wheel route from 84 who lined up on the inside against a linebacker, Malcolm Smith or Mike Smith, whatever the guy name that we picked up, who was on the team for probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah,
he was on the team 2 weeks prior. So it sounds like excuses when I'm giving it out, but when you have a linebacker on a wide receiver, that matchup's supposed to be in favor of the wide receiver, regardless of how you look at it, regardless of how you draw up that play. The wide receiver's supposed to win that route, especially if it's one-on-one with no safety over the top.
Yeah. Now, I got another thinking here. Remember last year that the Eagles thought that Cowboys were gonna go for Dallas Goedert or whatever the hell that tight end was called?
Yeah.
And the Eagles jumped in ahead of them to draft him instead of the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Now this year, the Cowboys had a lot of interviews with Jalen. What the hell was his name? Jalen Hurts out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had it was in the news, or whatever, that they had a lot of interviews with Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cowboys picked CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that the Eagles picked Jalen Hurts just to say, you guys had a lot of interviews with him, so we're going to pick him, just to pick your brain. I don't know. It just seems like in the drafts, it seems like it's always the Cowboys and the Eagles fighting for, picking their brains to each other and see who gets the best draft, the best draft pick. So I'm thinking in this case, I'm thinking between CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Hurts, I think the Cowboys got the best deal.
Right. I think they did. And don't sleep on Ben DiNucci. You know, look him up, man. But it's a good call, man. I really thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
From 956, man. Keep holding it down, my brother.
I'm glad you're still awake, but thanks.
Nation don't sleep over here. Salute, bro.
There you go. Hey, take care, buddy.
All right. Good call from him, man. Just want to bring in some objectivity. You know, those stats were thrown around many of time from many different people from different platforms or what have you to speak ill will of the Rain Dakota Prescott. And you just got to look at the complete stat. Just don't look at everything just from year to year. Look at the complete. Dak Prescott is not looking for whatever salary he's going to get just based off of this 1 year of 2019. It's supposed to be off of the collective sum of 4. Unless you can say, okay, well, pay him just off the 2019 season, then that's a story of a different day because he did. If you look at stats alone, he did play pretty well according to the stats. It's just that win column wasn't there, right? But if you want to go off of just win column stats, then you open up a whole different array of can of worms, you know. But that's a story of a different day as well, right? Can you imagine if players only get paid off of the stats that they win opposed to the actual stats that they put up? That would be crazy. That would be flat out crazy. But a lot of people would look at it and say, well, that should be the way. But football is different. It's an ultimate team sport. It's 11 versus 11. It's 53 versus 53, or now it's 55 versus 55, and that's just how it goes. Law, if the Eagles wanted CD, they could have very easily moved up easily. This is from Drew. I don't know what the Eagles wanted, but I can tell you that they didn't get a wide receiver in that draft. They didn't get a wide receiver with proven hands. John Hightower can't catch a cold. I mean, my dog, I love him, Jalen Reagor, but his comp is Nelson Aguilar as it relates to his hands. So that's always crazy. We will see, though. We will see. Shout out to the Eagles, man. Let me read some more of your comments, man. King J, Jerry McCoy, Dontari Poe will solidify the defensive line and make the run game a stout. Yeah, it will be a stout run game. Josh C says, hang up low on him. Hang up. Nah, you got to always give some objectivity, man. I love when people bring in different flavors, right? You know, vanilla ice cream is good, but hey, it's some time to taste some other flavors out here. This is from my dog, Cleveland Brown. He says, Drew, your Lord Brunson said on draft day that Howie can't draft, bro. He done, bro. He's done. Oh, wow. I didn't know my dog, Lord Bronson, said that. But maybe we'll do like one of those shows together again, and I'll pick his brain on his thoughts of what they drafted, what he gave the Eagles draft grade for, you know. If you take reactions of a few YouTube content creators as words, come on, son. So Uncle Drew is saying that, hey, don't listen to EDP. Don't listen to a Lord Bronson. You know, don't listen to those YouTubers that represent the Eagles. Let's see. Lance, what's good with you, fam? You still over there holding it down on the on the ones and twos on the Facebook roof? Really appreciate you, though, man. Let me pull up this thing. We're going to open up the phone lines again. How long I've been live? Let me see how long I've been live over here. Yes, indeed, man. I really appreciate everybody, man, for doing this marathon show with me on Fridays. You know, what else you guys would be doing right now? You guys would probably be asleep, right? Why go to sleep when you can listen to the nation, right? Let's see, 2 hours and 33 minutes. We can stay live for a little longer, right? Yeah, we can stay live for a little bit longer. Let me give y'all some of those. Let me do it right here. Do. Bam! He steps back, he scans, he finds Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to open the phone lines. And I'm going to keep it at 4 minutes now. You know, I'm not going to keep people on the phone forever. But he has some good points. 2 hours, Ever Joyce. Really appreciate you. Die, Eagles, die. That's from Starboy over there on the Facebook. Remember 469, what's good? My song is going to go platinum now. 469, what's good?
What's up with it, Low? How we doing tonight?
To it, man. Just chilling, talking Cowboys like we always do.
I feel you, man. Hey, man, one aspect of the offense. Well, I don't know if I heard you talk about it already before, but I haven't heard anybody talk about it before, and that's Dak's running game, man. You think Mike McCarthy might implement some of them plays in there, man?
I think he will. I think that Aaron Rodgers running attempts was right up there with Dak Prescott, right up there with multiple quarterbacks that do run the ball, and that's Aaron Rodgers. And I think that he will implement some of those things, whether it be the green light to do it freestylish, or whether it be already
scramble.
pre-made plays. But in order for him to do it, he got to have a contract, though. I don't think that he will run on a franchise tag. That's why I say Dak Prescott should not sign that franchise tag and play on it.
I think the deal will get done, man. I think people they just need something to talk about, man.
Right.
With all this quarantine stuff going on, man. Like you said, July 15th, that's the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get done, man. I ain't worried. As a Cowboy fan, I ain't worried. But I know Dak will he'll get his money and we'll proceed to see how this season going to end up shaping up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I really want to see Dak off that running game, man. See if Mike McCarthy will encourage him to scramble more. If he doesn't see something he likes off the field, will he encourage him to read defenses and just take off with it, man? Hit a Lamar Jackson with it. Of course, he ain't Lamar Jackson, but hey, in the heat of the moment, when we need a little 3 yards, we need a little 2 yards.
But the flip side of it, and I know I'm gonna get some hate mail for this. Lamar Jackson is not Lamar Jackson if he played under Jason Garrett.
That's true. That's true. I agree there. I agree
just
there.
had to put that out there.
Jason Garrett like to keep the training wheels on, man. You know how that goes, man.
Oh my goodness, man. We using Jason Garrett as a punching bag. I know. Mm-hmm. And he's a brilliant guy, by the way. It's hard to find negative things about him.
It's just his football IQ wasn't all there, though, man. It's just, he was getting outsmarted by almost everybody in the league.
Man, everybody in the league. It's like you knew for sure that he's going to have that blue shirt on with the star on it, every game. Yep. And he's going to chew, spit, and he's going to say at the opening of a press conference, "How you doing, guys?" It just brings chills down my back every time. We lost a game by a field goal, and he asked the people how they doing. I wanted anybody to say, "Man, we ain't doing good, coach." Somebody.
Yeah, man.
But they kind of keep.
You weren't gonna see no clipboard get slammed on the sideline by Jason Garrett, man. You weren't gonna see him eating at the guys and chewing their ass out on the sideline. That shit was not gonna happen with him, man.
No. What else you got for the show, bro?
You saw that more with Chris Richard, man. But that's all I got, man. I wanted your opinion on that on Dak's legs. See if they're gonna get implemented in the. You think they'll get implemented in the playbook this upcoming season, man? But that's all I got for the show, man. I appreciate you having me.
Really appreciate you. That's a good call, man. Get the good callers on the show for like 3 minutes. I bet y'all like, man, you let that other dude stay for 2 hours, man. What's the ratio is about, Law? Yeah. Fatimus, man, what's good? I see you, fam. Fatimus Prime. Your coaching staff is unproven. And this is my dog, Uncle Drew. He said, your coaching staff is unproven. You don't know what you have out of a Mike McCarthy. That's facts. Well, here's the conundrum. And I love it. I love when Eagle fans come on here because it speaks levels of insecurity. And I'm not talking to you, Uncle Drew. I'm just talking collectively speaking. All right, I got a call, and I'll pick that up a little bit later. 559, what's on your mind? All right, give me a few seconds. 559. What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing, Law?
Oh, it's your world.
I just wanted to talk about this whole thing with Dak and stuff right now, man. Like, I know all this craziness is going on right now. What you think? You think we gonna get him signed, and you think he gonna show up to camp on time?
This story is the same story. You can just change the names out of Ezekiel Elliott, of DeMarcus Lawrence, and of Dez Bryant. You can just go to Google and you type in, will these guys get signed, or contract holdout, are they worth, and these sorts. And you can just Control F and just replace the names and put Dak Prescott in it, and you'll come out with the same outcome, especially with our fan base and especially the way Jerry handles these type of situations. I think that Dak Prescott will get signed before July 15th or right on July 15th. If not, then I'll eat some crow. But I just think that he will sign. I just don't think that he will play under the franchise tag because of the way the nature of the Cowboys are. You can imagine week 3, he's running the ball, he's trying to dive for the first down or what have you, get his leg snapped up, and that's the rest of it. That's the rest of his career. Cam Newton don't have a job, for crying out loud, right now. So it goes like that. This guy, or Ron Shazier, I hope I said this man's name right. He got his back snapped up and neck snapped up. Can never play football ever again. Football is not promised to anybody. It can be gone in a second. You got to guarantee your money.
Right. I'm just saying though, like, why Jerry let Dak play out his whole contract, and then you know what I mean? Like, Dak could have got hurt all last year. Like, how many times was we talking about? Like, oh, he gonna get signed. We gonna sign him. And then, like, it's just getting pushed back. I thought for sure after that game, so I was like, well, I mean, it's gonna happen, and it just never did. It's like, do you have doubts about Dak? Like, what's going on?
Dak is a different type of animal. When he was at Mississippi State, he was taking multiple classes. He was getting offered all type of promotional items and things like that at Mississippi State. He graduated early. He went back and got his master's degree, and he worked on his PhD. And I think he finna finish up and get his PhD actually. And he had this philosophy. Dak Prescott got this philosophy right here. Is that during the season, he do not want to talk contract. He's only focusing on the Cowboys. So remember all of the back and forth stories that was going on about Dak Prescott contract during the season? Well, towards the latter part of the season, another news broke and said that really Cowboys haven't talked or spoke to Todd France since September, about his contract. So that's because when Dak is in the season, he don't want to commingle or put his mind off of the football game. To confirm everything, you can listen to our late night hype show with Darren Woodson, and he would tell you that his office sits out where the Star in Frisco, it oversees the practice field. Every single practice, Dak Prescott is the first one out there, and he's the last one to leave. He's the man that's going to command the team, and he brings in that raw leadership that this team been missing for many of years. So although we can have this conception or notion or thought track that Dak Prescott is whack or he can't do this and he can't do that, those players in that locker room love Dak. Right. Even Dez Bryant, he loves Dak. Even though Dak Prescott to Dez wasn't all, like on par, but Dez loved Dak. All of those players love Dak for some reason, and that's the reason why, that leadership.
See, now, okay, well then I understand what you're saying, but you kind of making a reason for Jerry to even sign him even sooner, right? Like, I mean, you got no worries with that. You got no worries outside of the football field. Like, you know everything going to be good. So why not just sign the man? You know what I mean? Like, he may not put up the greatest numbers, even though he just had a career year. Along with Michael Gallup, who had 1,100 yards. Coop almost had 1,200. Zeke still did his thing, but this is all going on around Dak. Dak is helping Michael Gallup develop. He's helping Coop rack up numbers and get that big contract. So what I'm saying is, like, Dak, like I said, he don't put up the greatest of numbers, okay? We know that. But he already been to the playoffs twice. He got a playoff win. In your opinion, okay, so Seattle, I would say Seattle in the playoffs was probably Dak's biggest win of his career, right? So he did that sooner. He did that quicker than Tony did. Tony was known for struggling in big games. So it's like, and Tony got that money real quick. So I'm just saying, like, Dak should have been paid.
Should have been paid. Let me ask you this. What do you do for a living?
I work for Amazon.
You work for Amazon. Okay. All right. So it's hard. Like, you got a supervisor. What level are you? You're a supervisory level, managerial?
Yeah, floor. Yep. Floor supervisor.
Okay, floor supervisor. All right. So you got your managerial department, you the managing level. So you approve people time. You make sure that people come in to work on time. They ain't clocking out, too soon or what have you. Whatever the flow concept is. It's hard to tell people what to do above you, right? It's hard to tell them, hey, man, let's implement this. Or Sally was really one of the best workers, but she got this going on. They can probably take in some of your input of what you have on Sally, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to be strict to the confines of their thought track. Those people that's in the big wigs, in the bigger offices, all the way up top. It's hard to tell them what to do. Jerry is one of those people that makes 4 to 5 times more than those people. So for people to say, hey, Jerry, go ahead and sign Dak now. Nah, Jerry looking at it like, nah, I got my Johnny Walker blue. They talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I already know what I'm going to do with Dak Prescott. I love him just like he's one of my sons. So I think that Jerry is squeezing this thing all the way out to July 15th. And he's collecting all of his coins, and he's a billionaire for a reason, and that's one of them. He's stubborn to a default, and he loved to hear the Dallas Cowboys name in everybody's mouths because every important topic is about the Cowboys, and we don't know nothing about the Kansas City Chiefs, who just won the Super Bowl. Let me know how many topics First Take, Fake Take, ESPN, and beyond talked about the Kansas City Chiefs.
They talking about Cowboys and LeBron.
The Cowboys and LeBron show. They can change the name to the Cowboys and LeBron. I'm tired of hearing that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan when he's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like he don't even have the trophies, the hardware. He don't have the college, the collegiate statistics. But people going back and forth because that is what glamorized those fake, false debates about some fictitious stuff that never could happen. 2 different eras, But that's a story of a different day, though.
Man, like, you're right. That's another argument I just do not understand. Like, that just goes right over my head. It's just sometimes you got to look at things for face value and take it for what it is. And now they just digging too deep into things like LeBron. Come on, man. LeBron ain't even better than Cook. But, like you said, that's another argument for another day. But I wanted to shift gears real quick. So Mike McCarthy coming into the fold. Okay, so I'm thinking we want him to, keep it balanced because that's how you really win football games is trying to stay balanced and obviously play good defense. I really don't know. That's another question I would ask you. What do you think about Mike Nolan in that defense? Like, first of all, is it going to be a 3-4 or is it going to be a 4-3?
It's in a process whereas the team is going through a transition, and they don't want to, do the overhaul. It'd be too much to learn, especially in this COVID streets of trying to learn everything on the fly. So the best thing to do is just make it a hybrid defense, play a combination of both, play and study against your opposition and see what their weaknesses are. And I think that one of the things that I really picked up is that Mike McCarthy said he studied analytics, right? So he probably got the analytics numbers or the analytical numbers on the LA Rams of what their winning percentages are against 3-4 teams, what their winning percentages are against 4-3 teams. He might look at it and say, okay, why not just be a hybrid team and we can showcase 3-4 when we play against teams that's weak against this certain number and play a 4-3 against teams that's weak against that. So that could be a situation that Mike McCarthy is going to do this year opposed to what we are accustomed to seeing. So I think that we got skill sets that can answer to both sides of the coin, 3-4, 4-3, but we're going to be a hybrid type of situation.
Okay. And then the other side of the ball, it's going to be kind of Aaron Rodgers' film. I watched him like a lot in 2018, right before they laid him off, and like I was looking at numbers and stuff, and like he I mean, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing where like he kind of is a little favorable to the pass more so than the run. So it's like how's he gonna balance that out with Zeke? Because Zeke is the best running back I believe he's ever had. Maybe I can do some more research on that, but I'm pretty sure of it. And then Dak, but Dak is not Aaron Rodgers, so it's gonna be fun to like see how he plays around with that. But we also got prolific receivers like Coop and Gallup. You know, you got to feed them. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know how much read option he does or how much gadget stuff he likes to do. I think he's pretty basic West Coast. You know, I don't know if he likes to keep a fullback. I can't remember, but he does do a lot of stretches and, you know, basic West Coast 1, 2, 3 step timing. It's a lot of timing, I think. So that's going to be interesting. And Dak, that's what I'm saying. Dak needs to be there right now or he needs to be there when this stuff blows over, whenever COVID ends and stuff like that. It's very important for Dak to be there because I think West Coast is not an easy offense to grasp.
It's not. It's a timing offense. It's something that you will have to take into consideration as well. That's why he was wise enough to say, okay, I'm going to keep Kellen Moore. You know, we're going to implement this thing in phases. And where were we weak at? You know, red zone, money zone, green zone. Oh, that's where my strength at. Let me pull up in some experience. Look, I can show you a book all day on how to swim. You know, go like this, go like that. You work at Amazon, you can show a lot of people how to do certain things. But until they out on their floor, until they out there in the water, until they out there inside the environment, that is where they're going to learn. Just like last year, Tristan Hill, as much as we can say on the defensive side of the ball, yeah, it was good that we probably had him at a healthy scratch, but that didn't do anything for us, right? Because he didn't get that experience. As much as we can say this about Kellen Moore, he just didn't have the experience, and he didn't have a strong coach that can step in and say, okay, the house is on fire. Let me put the fire out, but let me call the plays. And that's what leaders do. That's what Sean Payton did. That is what the coach over there in Ravensland did. He said, look, y'all messing up, let me call the plays. Jason Garrett never did that. So I think that if push comes to shove, Mike McCarthy will say, hey, when we get to the money zone, we better not see this. I'm going to say my pivotal word in this situation. As a grown man would say to another grown man, I don't want to see this damn reverse sweep, you know. You got to get something more creative in this, you know. And then I want a coach that can run out there on the field and even chastise the quarterback a little bit. Mike McCarthy did that to Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that, Dak Prescott will be immune to that. Now, for dogs should know, Andy Dalton would not be immune to that. So Mike McCarthy might run out there on the field and say, Dak, you're supposed to throw a fade at this point, you know, on the money zone. So that's why I always look at things objectively, and that's why I always fall on the aspect of experience.
Right. Okay, last question. So
talk to me.
Offensive line. Offensive line. Are we going to take a step back here on the offensive line? I mean, just with, you know, obviously Travis Frederick retiring. We kind of been having some moving pieces the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Is our offensive line going to take a step back from the previous 4 or 5 years where we've been known as the best offensive line in football?
Well, here's the thing. I wish we would have kept the was it Mark Colombo? He did a great job with his offensive line. I thought that we was picking up strides. Now he's going to Giants land. We picked up a Joe Fiben. I think I said that man's name right. What he brings to the table, he's been a head coach before. I think that he been battle tested. I think that he would figure out ways quicker than whatever coach that we had previously, opposed to a Mark Colombo. So I don't think that this offensive line should be worried at all, especially when you got a West Coast offense where the ball's supposed to come out quicker. You having a dynamic running back in Ezekiel Elliott and also adding into the Tony Pollard. I think that this offensive line would be just fine, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's all my questions, man. You answered them all perfectly, man.
I tried.
Yeah. All right, Law. I'm gonna let you go. It's getting late, man.
Yeah, man. Get you some Z's, man.
Time.
All right, fam. Salute, bro.
All right. Take it easy now.
Yes, indeed. Good call, by the way, man. Good call by the 559, man. Speaking his mind. All right, so the phone lines are off, and let me see how long I've been live, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. People call in, get in, jump in. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to do 3 hours straight. That's 2 hours and 56 minutes. Cowboy Nation, let me pick up one more phone call, and we'll get on out of here. How about that? And this person will be the last caller of the night. Whoever you are, call in to the number that's on the top of the screen and speak your mind. Get whatever you got to get off your chest, and you will be the last caller of the morning / night / afternoon, or whenever people watch this particular platform, show, or whatever it may be. All right, I got my dog over here. What's good with you? 254. Been holding it down over there on the Facebook group. I've been seeing you, fam.
Yeah, what's going on?
LB, man, what's good with you, man?
You know what? Hey, I got so many questions, but I just want to start, and just like run down the line on what took place last year as opposed to what's going to happen now. Now, I ain't trying to be long, but what I'm saying is, as far as our coaching, I mean, come on. I mean, we had some bad decisions being played out. Okay, Dak was put in a very precarious situation on a lot of calls. Okay, but regardless of that, and I'm rambling. Trust me, it's late. It's damn near 4:00 here. But my question to you: if we know that Mike McCarthy liked to script his plays, okay. Now, he's never had this type of offense that we've got. Okay, we loaded. If you were Mike McCarthy, and I'm not saying scripting your first 25 plays, but now, where would you try to attack? Now, we're playing the Rams our first game. We got Ramsey as the cornerback. Are you going to try to attack him with Amari, or are you going to use CeeDee Lamb? We got 2 number 1 receivers on the field. As far as you being Law, and you know, how would you script your first, let's say, 2 plays? Of course, we're going to run the ball, but give me your opinion.
Yeah, I want to let them know that we're not afraid to take the top off the defense. So I'm tacking deep ball. That let them know that they're going to play this thing honest. And that let me know what type of formation they're in. So the first play may be a motion play, and it's going to be a deep ball. Right. And it's going to be a safe play, maybe deep to the out edge, and see what they do. Now, 9 times out of 10, a team, first game, first opening series, first drive, I don't see them saying, okay, we're going to put 9 in the box or 8 down there. No. If they, in 2000, whenever we played against the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think that we gave them a run for their money. And
yes,
Jalen Ramsey wasn't even heard of in that game,
Right.
So I think that Dak Prescott would be confident enough I don't know if Andy Dalton is starting that game. Then I don't know. I definitely won't know what was going to happen.
Right.
But if Dak Prescott and company, day one starter, and you got Ezekiel, you got a CeeDee Lamb, you got a Gallup, man, I'm still setting up the run. I want to embrace 8, 9 men in the box, and I want everything to be one-on-one on the outside. And the moment I see 8 and 9 in the box, I'm sending my dog vertical. I'm talking about Jarwin.
Absolutely.
Seam route.
Ooh, yes.
Seam route. I'm putting the pressure on. I'm putting pressure, all that pressure on the safety.
Right up the middle. Right up the seam.
Yep.
Yeah. So now, of course, we're dealing with the Rams. But let's concentrate. Let's just say, okay, with Andy Dalton being from the North, AFC North, whatever, and we're playing the North this year, how much of an influence do you think that he may have on, well, not so much an influence, but how much I'm sure he's going to provide the knowledge for Dak. But at the same time, is it anything that you think that may give us an edge with him knowing all of those defenses, being able to play them guys twice a year?
Tendencies plays a major role, whether or not a guy's line up on a hash, if he creeping inside, if he duck low, if he, where he open up his gaze. All of those things plays a major role, and that's what Andy Dalton will know against all of those, teams that's in that particular division, especially personnel and whatever the coaches are trying to put out there, and anything that they try to delay blitz and things like that. So I think that Andy will be able to help Dak Prescott out in those factors, especially, a lot of times the backup quarterback got a communicator, and he can speak to the quarterback himself. So, or when he runs to the sideline. So I think that either way, I think that it's going to be a good situation for us.
Now, before I know I'm long-winded, but again, we'll go back to Zeke and Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think? I mean, just like you had a caller earlier that said, "Well, hey, let's utilize Zeke in the fullback position with Pollard out or in the back." Now, if you were scripting your plays and you had both of these running backs, the caliber of these two, what would be the play that you would want to see that would produce us a first down, and say like it's 2nd and long, and you got Zeke and Pollard? What would you do, Law?
Well, I would present, if you got Zeke and Pollard in the backfield, and I would do what we call, sometimes we would flip roles or what have you. We would
flip
see
backfield.
Yeah.
No I formation.
You can still line up at I. You can do a pro.
Okay.
But in this particular situation, you can still have CeeDee Lamb on the field, because you still got to, if it's 2nd and long, you still probably want to show your tight end just for the mismatch purposes. You don't want to get your tight end off the field. So So now we're talking about 21 personnel opposed to 20 personnel.
Right.
So, of course, Jarwin will be there. You can show up alignment, whereas you have Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. So that means that two of the linebackers really going to be homed in on those two, right? And of course your strong side will be focusing on Jarwin. But what you can do in that is really throw a monkey wrench into everything. Instead of motioning Pollard into the slot, you can motion Ezekiel into the slot and keep Pollard in the backfield. And you see who trails and carry, and they'll give away who's the spy, and then you can rotate him back into the backfield, and that way you could put taller. Then you move Pollard in that spot. So those are things that you can do as a funky way, and still run out of it, because they think it's going to be passing, or you can pass out of it, and there's just so many things that you can do, and that's just us speculating off of X's and O's, but you want to see whether or not they're in man-to-man or zone, basically.
Right, exactly. So, but with the Mike McCarthy system, we would be able to recognize that, and then Dak would be able to do his little, pre-signal, his calls or whatnot. Being able, of course, that's what he does. But with the more emotion, because we didn't really have a whole lot of that last year, or and it was just vanilla.
But the craziest thing about it, the motions was good. Even when they had Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, when they motioned, they still gave the ball to Ezekiel, which was foolish in a sense. And this is why teams was like, 2 tiers in a bucket. I don't care what the young buck can do.
Right.
I just want to stop Ezekiel. They did it several times, whereas I thought Tony would get the ball, but they did their reverse sweep or what have you, and Ezekiel Elliott kept the ball, and that's just happened. This is how it happened. And on one of the plays, they did the same thing with Tavon Austin, who actually scored on that play, which was good, and it was a similar play. That was the only time they scored, and that was against the Eagles. I believe Orlando Scandrick, he was trying to block him or what have you, trying to tackle him. But that was the only time that they gave the ball up to the opposing person instead of Ezekiel, and they actually scored on it, and they never went back to it. That's the craziest thing.
Right.
Y'all can look that up. Y'all can question me if I'm wrong on it. Y'all help me out.
I remember that.
You remember the play because they had Ezekiel Elliott and Tavon Austin was listed as a split back or whatever back that they had him as. You know, and that's just how it goes. They finally gave the ball to Tavon opposed to Ezekiel, and Tavon scored off of that play.
Right. See, I tell you, hey man, I appreciate the knowledge. Hey. And I'm a first-time caller, and matter of fact, I'm a first-time. I just, I got hooked on to you, and this past couple of days or whatever. Because you know what, I ain't gonna lie to you. Can I be honest with you? I ain't trying to take up your time. But
no, you good, man. You're the last caller, man. You're the last caller, so you got to bring some thunder now. Bring some thunder.
Okay,
man.
You got to understand. You know what? I was looking. I was like, damn. That's hard. What the hell? That nigga Cowboy fan? Oh, I'm sorry.
You good, bro.
I saw the Cowboys fan, and I thought it was hard, so I hit it, and then I was like, damn, hold on. I said, okay, so I started listening, and I'm going to tell you, all you guys are good. Big James, Skywalker, West Coast, all y'all good. But, I mean, you really kind of connected me because you started schematically talking, and that's what I love that. And everybody does it, but I'm just saying, because I thought you was, James Harden.
James Harden. Hey, by the way, as a disclaimer, I'm 8 years older than James Harden, so
wow.
So he looks like me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I do not look. but shout out to him, man. James. I need to go down there to Houston and see. I heard that he's from, he's from California. He's from James Harden is from California. He was born in I think Oakland or something like that. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, we need to see whether or not we cousins or somebody. We might be cousins though. You know how it goes.
But he better be a Cowboy fan. That's all I got to say.
This is the craziest thing. True story. Chris Paul is a diehard Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that I was doing some events with last year, shout out to him, we supposed to set up like a little quick, we were going to do like a little quick meeting or what have you.
Right.
And we were going to play a little prank on Chris Paul. We were going to say like, this is James Harden. He just lost his height, And it just so happened, a whole lot of stuff happened, and I didn't get a chance to meet up with him. And I was like, dog. I was like really close to meeting up with Chris Paul. Chris Paul, he's one of the dogs out there, But he's nasty with it. But
straight dog.
But it will happen though. Law Nation meet Chris Paul. We do a State Farm commercial, and then I'll be a multi-millionaire and James Harden. They
do that
say,
Bud Light commercial too.
Bud Light and all that stuff, Yes, it'll happen though, one way or another, right?
Hey man, I'm gonna support you all the way, bro. I got your back, and hey, I'm sure everybody else do too.
Right, and I'll still do these shows. Like when we go to Ray's Boom Boom Room, I will still do these shows because I love talking Cowboys. And when I become a multi-media, I still do the meet and greets, and we will still get this thing going one way or another with the phone lines for your mind and all that stuff.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Law, it's getting late here, man. Look, you do your thing, bro, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking my call, man. And, hey, Cowboy Nation, we finna do this. This our year, man. This our year.
Yes, pump them up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, fam. Salute.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed, man. Salute,
Hey, but
bro.
I thank you, bro. You take care, man.
Call in anytime, fam. I'm gonna give you a war call,
I
man.
will.
Salute, bro.
All right, now. Salute.
All right.
This is Sparta!
All right, let me read through all of the super chats, and I'm gonna get on out of here myself. Y'all can look at some of those highlights, man. They look good, though, right? Good. G-double-O-D, good. Yeah. Let's see who we have, man. Appreciate everybody who sponsored this. Late morning or early morning, late night. Groove William, $10. 10 get you in. He says, thanks for doing what you do, Law, especially during this pandemic. Much needed community service. Learned a lot from you and the commentators. William Williams. Mercedes, BMW, Porsche. Thank you so much, man, for joining the membership squad. When you join the membership squad, BMW, Porsche, we got some sneak peek videos. We got a whole bunch of things, man. Just go to the community tab and jump on in. That's right, Trev. Really appreciate you. Respect Law. Appreciate him. Take care, everybody. Remember, when you wake up early in the morning, brush them teeth. And if you haven't taken a bath tonight, go take the bath, because the law says, right? Don't want to be salty out here in the streets. Man, I don't want to mistake Cowboys fans for those Eagles, right? I'm just playing with y'all Eagles, man. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to Uncle Drew, holding it down like 5,000 pounds. Robin, Money Making Mall. What's good with you, fam? King J, thank you. Omega, really appreciate you. He says Drew's has been telling you it's his bedtime. Calvin Williamson, man, really appreciate you. If y'all waking up, man, it's time for me to get out of here. Shout out to Kelvin. Shout out to Frank Hampel that's on the Facebook group. Latanya, I see ya. Appreciate you. Joyce, you've been holding it down for a long time over here. Yeah, on the Facebook. Cowboys Fan 91. Cowboy Nation, put down where you guys are from. Put down where you're from. Sky High 22, not 21, not 19, not 18, if you know what I mean. He put 22, one of the greatest running backs of all time number. Yes, go wash your mouth, Joseph. Hey, Oak Cliff, America, shout out to Oak Cliff Ann. Shout out to all of Oak Cliff. Yeah, Memphis in the house, Memphis, Tennessee, Brian. Eagles. Drew, appreciate you, man. I'm probably to give you a ranch, man, so they won't kick you out of the club next time. All right, Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that I have for this beautiful, 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 beautiful morning, right? One way or another, that's everything. We've been talking straight, and remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's jam on out, baby. Hey, ain't no party like a cowboy party. Cowboy party don't stop. Wichita Falls, Lance B. Yo. Come on. Let me see some fire. I can't leave without the fire, baby. The fire and desire. Hey. Come on. Let me see some fire, baby. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. There I stand. I want to take the calculated risk to do the best that I can. Cowboy Nation, I always say this. When you up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fall, you may conquer, see it through. Even hope may seem but futile. Then with trouble may be beset. Remember, Cowboy Nation, you facing what other legends have met. You may fall, but fall still fighting. Head high, eyes through the finish. See this thing through, Cowboy Nation, and we will get there. Salute. Yeah. Y'all hit that subscribe button down there. Hit those notifications. Let's go.